everyone, and welcome to Tales from Portland, a YouTube channel about deeds and stories in the city of lies and deception, the merchant hub of the land of Thyaxaghar. I am Gotti and I will be your minstrel for today's session. The campaign to New Worlds will start, and with you, 4 new brave adventurers will join the expedition to discover the land and its wonders. The campaign is played in D&D 5th edition, but with certain homebrewed rules that will be discussed in a separate video. But without further ado, let's dive into the first episode, to New Worlds, Shipwrecking to the Unknown, and let's hear the character presents themselves.
My character is an half-orc. He's a barbarian. He was part of a tribe of marauders and criminals who went on pillaging the nearby region where they lived. And after a while pillaging, and they started becoming strong, and they started becoming a little bit cocky, let's say. And they thought that at some point that trying pillaging a military settlement was a really good idea. It turned out it wasn't, because everyone got slaughtered, apart from my buddy, which is managed to escape the assault. And so now he's left with a little bit of money, and he went on this boat trying to search for a new life as a mercenary, because he's done like criminal stuff and battling all his life basically. So everything he knows is how to use a great axe. So just want to put that to work, and want to do that somewhere else, because where he is now doesn't have anyone to relate to. So just want to go for a fresh start.
Okay. Palama Domine.
She is Fire Genasi. She joined the Order of Tyr to make the world better. And there she met a nice tiefling guy. But then when they was supposed to get married, he was sent away for battling in another place. And she got away from the order to search for him.
Okay. Radek.
Name's Radek. I come from Waterdeep. I am the son of a moderately noble family there. And since my very young age, despite my father is a magician and my mother is an apothecary, I always had a keen eye for culture. And at some point I became obsessed with finding the origin of our life in this continent, in this land. So I started. I attended the most prestigious bardic school or bardic academy in Waterdeep, the College of New Olam. And after having had some basic instruction, so some basic education, I started roaming around the world, looking for clues and for hints that could lead me to discover what it is that brought or mankind in general here on this land. And I'm currently on this island, on this boat, because I have found some documents that say that there is an ancient burial site in the Far East that essentially can contain some precious information for me, and I would like to go there and create an expedition and find out something and become famous. I'm very good with words. I'm not very good in handling physical contact between people, but as I said, I make it up with words.
Okay. And then last, Brekas.
Okay. Brekas is a young tiefling. From what you see, he looks somewhat spoiled. And he's a self-taught guy. He studied a lot by books, and despite of all odds, he started enjoying some darker readings. And when his family find out, they expelled him from the house, and now he's by himself, looking for some knowledge and maybe to prove them that he was right. This was the best path on magic that he could follow,
Okay.
and he always has his school with him.
Okay. Cool. So you put together a crew for the ship in order to travel and explore this world that you intend to, as a, you said you were like what is it called, like an anthropologist with your goal in mind, and then you met together and you spent some time, almost like a month, on a ship together. And but then something happened. And during the trip, your coordinates were uh, set somehow wrong, or at least you were not in a place you thought you were. And then a very peculiar storm came into the atmosphere and started growing, and you got laid off the course even more, up to the point in which, in a way or another, you find yourself shipwrecked and stranded on an island, or what seems to be like an island from what you gather, and with your ship completely destroyed and bunch of your equipment basically spread around the land, or spread around the water. Some of the rest is basically completely lost. And due to part of the crew also also died in the process, and due to the very complicated not complicated, to the very disastrous shipwreck, you sort of got injured quite a lot, and basically mean that you will start with 10 less HP because of all the trouble that you got into. And some time has passed, you don't really know how much, that you sort of wake up from after having losing your conscious, and you suddenly wake up and you look left and right, and the only thing that you see is basically your comrades from the trip, and a bunch of item sparse around. What do you want to do?
Just a question.
Yep.
Like the normal equipment, like the Explorer pack we get from the basics, does that stuff is still on us, or we have to look for that?
Well, okay. One thing that you can do, you can, depending on how many items you have on the backpack, you can
Mm-hmm.
roll one die, which correspond to the number of the item that you have, and this
Mm-hmm.
item will be lost lost forever from your equipment and backpack. Of course, nothing that is supposed to be like a arcane focus or something important.
Mm-hmm. So, if I have, for instance, 10 torches, 10 rations, and some other stuff, should I put like 20 plus, or should I count them as a single piece?
No, count them as a single piece, and then if we roll the
Okay.
ratio, then we will see how many of them you will lose.
And if I have
So you
16 items, I roll a d16, even though it doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Yes.
I should roll a d7,
Yeah,
but
I think you can do that in.
Yeah,
yeah.
If you cannot, just
20 allows me.
yeah. Then it's
Can you just remember me the shortcut for rolling on Roll20?
/R.
/R. D7. Nope.
Oh, I lost my most precious possession, a bottle of black ink. How am I supposed to write now?
Okay. I worked. But I can't. Okay.
Okay.
I lost number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I lost my bedroom.
Obviously, I lost the rations.
Okay, how many
Obviously.
rations do you have?
10.
Then give me 1d10, and this is the amount of ration that you lose.
I have plenty of food. If you have ink, I will be happy to trade.
5.
Okay.
For fuck's sake.
You know
I
what's
need
the
to keep a
best?
diary.
I have ink, I have paper, but I lost my ink pen.
Oh, that's perfect. I have a quill. I have a knife for sharpening my quill.
I mean-
don't have any ink.
I've lost my rations, but I can see that you all have some arms and legs, so yeah.
I already found a friend. That's amazing.
Yay.
Oh Jesus!
So have we rolled every one of us? Have we rolled the lost stuff?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's okay, apart from the psychological trauma of the shipwreck.
Yeah. You are almost dead.
Tell me about it.
No, I said you are.
Okay.
I can see that from the blood gushing from your forehead.
Yeah.
That was
New
not
fashion, apparently.
pleasant at all.
No, it wasn't.
And you see me and you see Rekas taking this go and like, are you okay? Are you okay? He's speaking to this go.
Yes.
So
I guess we should.
should we start looking around for stuff?
We should try to look around, see if we find something, anything that we had before.
Is the ship completely wrecked, or there are like big chunks of ship everywhere that we can somehow look into?
No, the ship is destroyed in a sense of that it cannot be used again. But as you can see, there are plenty of stuff around, like as in boxes and etc. that you can sort of look for.
What
So-
is this?
This might be a very stupid. No, this is because I messed up before.
Okay.
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 Damn! I wanted that leg.
That's stony leg. So can I
I'll
fill
start
my
looking
water
around
skin?
here.
Come again, sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say something stupid, so it's not important. You go.
I would just start looking on this part if I find anything useful from the shipwreck.
Okay. Give me an investigation.
Oh fuck! It's really good. Sorry. I'll reroll again.
Yeah, because
Should I reroll or?
Yeah, reroll.
Okay.
Don't worry.
It's better.
Nice.
Yeah, it's much better.
+5.
Not
Yeah.
bad.
So, you managed to find. So the box contains part of some ration that you stowed because of the long trip, and you managed to find at least 5 good rations that you can grab. The other are completely done, wasted.
Okay. Good.
Can I do the same here on these mango-shaped like stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. So we go for investigation with my wandering. No!
I saw the
So close
20.
I saw tons of rations coming down on me.
Yeah, you don't see, you see a bunch of papers
Mhm.
that you understand very quickly that they're not much of use right now, and the ratio that you find next to it are basically already done, spoiled. Yes.
Okay. So since my water skin is pretty much empty, I fill it with seawater.
Okay.
Okay.
I like salty stuff.
It's gonna be very useful.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Come on, guys. My wisdom is 10, so I have a 0. And I have -1 in intelligence, so it's not my fault.
Guys, is any of us able to swim and carry stuff while swimming? Because we could try to go and look inside that big chunk of ship over there to
I
see
can
if we
help
can
maybe
salvage
go there
something.
and find something, but I really don't think I'm able to carry stuff back to land.
Yeah, that's the same problem with me. I don't think I have the physique to do that.
But the ship is in deep waters.
Some of it, yes, but some other parts are basically still still on top. They're sinking, and it's sinking rather not quickly, but at a very fast pace. But if you swim
Okay,
fast,
I can go in 10 minutes.
okay.
How it would be possible to swim there. Like, it doesn't seem to be a problem, right?
No, you can swim there. Probably,
Okay, so
probably you can understand that because the ship is sinking, that the water level is rather deep, and but yeah, you can swim there, and eventually you just have to dexterously move around.
I will then try to swim there to the big chunk, see if I find anything interesting.
Okay, so Bala Madomile stop taking off her armor and put it again.
Okay. And where do you want to swim? Towards where?
Towards the
Okay.
big chunk here.
And what's your swim speed? If you have one.
Well, I don't know.
0.
Okay.
The normal whatever swim I have to do.
It just goes with the waves.
It will take you a few minutes to get there, but you can manage.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I would probably try to organize a kind of inventory list. So I would ask all of you to gather together what we found and what we have, and I will try essentially, if Vrekas is so nice to lend me his ink, I will try to write down what we have, and I'm also trying to figure out a way to make these things, especially the food, make the food last as long as we can.
Yeah, I'll probably give the ink before swimming. I'm leaving the paper and the ink before because
I will take good care of them. Don't worry. they're like children to me.
Okay. Anything else before Vrekas arrives at the shipwreck?
What is the time?
It's morning. You can realize because the sun is still not at the highest, and it's moving up. But yeah, so it's sometimes in the morning.
and before going swimming, I'm just gonna say, one of you big guys should go with me if I find something interesting. And start swimming.
Okay.
Okay.
So I leave my backpack on the shores, ground my great axe to the ground, and start following Brekas.
Okay. So you can all give me dexterity saving throw.
Check. Okay.
Okay.
For a moment, I thought I was going to die because because the dice rolled and then rolled and in the end it is covered by the icons on the bottom of the screen, and so I can just see a 1. I guess I rolled a 9 because of the +2. Yeah. So yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, so you managed to get to the ship rather quickly without much problems, and then the question will be: do you want to look around the part of the ship that is still on the surface, or do you want to dive in a little bit more and find if there is something else?
From what is visible, which part of the ship is still above water?
The part at the top, the front part.
Okay, so not much things useful there. Um, I would probably try to go slightly deeper, just see if I can find something. Probably some of the quarters that we had or something.
Okay, then I need a perception with disadvantage because it's underwater and there's a little bit of turbulence around,
Okay.
like waves that moves. Damn it.
Not too bad.
And
Not too bad.
and yeah, for how long do you want to stay
And I have
underwater and
+0.
dive?
Just enough to like, if I see any of the quarters or anything that could be, I can try to investigate like as much as my breath can hold,
Uh-huh.
and then go back.
Okay. Uh, okay, perfect. That seems fair. So the first thing that you see as soon as you put your face inside the water is basically that there are still boxes going all the way down, and it seems deeper than you thought it was. And also there is a very long coral reef
Mm-hmm.
that moves from basically from here to there in this direction.
Okay.
And uh, and you see also that the ship is sinking in two pieces. So the one that you see that is on the surface is basically split in parts, and the other that are already sinking, they're still, they hit the reef pretty hard, and they're dividing into multiple pieces, and a bunch of boxes falling down, and you immediately realize that if you want to get something, you have to swim very, very quickly and try to gather as much as you can.
Okay. I'll try to. I'll go to the surface.
Mm-hmm.
And tell Rakdos like, uh, we have to be fast. Uh, let's try to get stuff because I don't know if we will be able to get things after
Okay.
everything's sinking too fast.
Okay. Tell me, how can I help you?
Uh, let's try to swim together. If
Mm-hmm.
something is too heavy, I try to help you, but let's try to gather some boxes and stuff like that. I don't know how much we can carry, but at least
Okay.
we can try to bring something to the surface.
Okay.
Okay,
And
so
dive.
I need you to give me both Constitution saving throw for diving. I mean, to go
Mm-hmm.
all the way down.
Um, Normal or
No, normal.
disadvantage?
No, for now, normal. Okay. And what's your strength modifier?
+3.
Damn it. And Rekas?
-1.
Okay. So you
Why did you
managed.
think that I asked for help?
Just wanted to be polite. So you managed to grab two different boxes, or basically what's left of them. One of them is
Mhm.
rather light, the other one is slightly heavier, and the second one, the heavy one, is the only closed one. The other one is still, losing pieces as you go up.
Okay.
But you can manage without much problem to swim up in the surface with those two boxes.
Okay.
Okay. Can we swim back to the shores, or should we look into something else?
There's no place we can leave the looking around. There's no place we can leave the boxes, for example, right?
No, I mean on the shore, but
Only on the shore. Okay. Let's go
Oh.
back to the shore then.
Okay.
okay. Yeah. So give me a dexterity check to see how well. Sorry, a strength check.
Oh.
Sorry,
Okay.
my fault.
Strength
Uh,
check.
Disadvantage or advantage? Normal.
For you, normal, because you have quite enough strength. But yeah, so
Should I roll again?
basically what happens is you manage to, the both of you, to bring to the shore the heavy box, the one which is super fully closed. Uh, Whereas by doing so, because you feel that this is far more important than the open one, you're still letting a lot of items slip out of the light box. And when you go to the shore, you realize that it basically contains only 3 items instead of more.
Okay.
So the 3 items that you find in the light box are basically 3 very very wet torches, but you have the feeling that you can somehow dry them and probably use them somehow.
Okay.
Whereas for the closed one,
Mm-hmm.
give me 1 second and I will tell you.
Yep.
I keep rolling 55 for some reason. It's the second time that I rolled the 100 and I rolled 55. Yeah, on the second one, basically, you find some equipment that you can use to build a camp, as in like a tent, which is wet, but you have all the metallic part that you can use to build the structure of the tent, and basically to build a proper camp.
Sorry, guys. I'm dying. Ah. Yeah. Yeah, my
Salty
girlfriend.
water is not that good, I think.
No, it's not the salty water. It's the agonizer spray that my girlfriend is spraying on me.
Okay.
That is like preventing me from breathing. So yeah, so we can build a camp.
Yep.
When I see that you come ashore, I come to you and say, "Good. You brought ashore a very big crate. So were you able to save all my books? I guess, right?"
Oh, of course.
Your books are gone, man. Sorry.
What?
I'm
No,
I'm
come
more
on.
sorry
I
than
mean,
you for that.
don't bullshit me, man. Come on, we are here on a shore in this godforsaken island, and you're trying to tell me that my books are gone. I mean, this is no time for joking. Come on, let me see what's inside that crate.
Bob, do you hear that? It's me talking to the scope. I love books, but that guy's crazy.
Okay, so far we have 2 lunatics and 2 sane, and I look at Rakidos like,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah, they're not okay. We can eat them. Worst case scenario.
okay, 3 lunatics. Fucking tastic.
Should we try to collect more boxes?
Yeah, of course you should try. I mean, where are my books? That's my entire life there. Come on.
And have you
Don't
finished?
you
Have you
understand?
finished to remove your armor to help us, or you're just waiting for something to
Me?
happen?
I have no
I
armor.
put it again. You just went.
I see. I see. Useless. And I start swimming back.
Yeah,
I do the same.
by the time you swim back,
Or
so
it's
you're basically uh, slightly more than half away. You see that the other part of the ship is basically already sinked inside the water.
no way to try to gather anything.
You can try.
I will.
This would be
Yeah, myself as well.
this would be
I
dexterity
will
with
try as well.
disadvantage.
Okay. Dexterity
Leave
check.
Bob here. I will take care of him.
Dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
Saving throw. Okay.
Oh damn it! I saw the tree and was like, yes.
You're
Oh,
never gonna
the
touch
deception
Bob.
is because of the you want to stay there. Oh damn it!
Yeah, I'm a great swimmer. I'm
The
a great
deception
swimmer.
was to I will take care of Bob if he leaves.
You're never gonna touch Bob. You hear
So,
that, Bob?
although Brekas manages to swim very close to the ship and try to understand what's there to grab,
Mm-hmm.
you immediately you notice two things. The first is that
Mm-hmm.
you have to choose very quickly whether to go for the box that you know that you can reach, or like some stuff inside the box that you know you can reach, or try to save Rakdos at the last minute, because you see that he gets basically hit
From drowning.
by a wave and he goes underwater and he's basically moving around and he's heading towards one of the coral reef. And
Okay.
it hit him once, and for that you get 8 damage.
I'm going back for him.
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't
Fucking-
worry, I'm a big guy. I can handle this. It's just a scratch. I mean, I'm not even halfway through my hit points, so it's fine.
From what I see, does he seem like
I mean,
dying? Or
that is very hard to understand, because he's sort of rolling left and right, and he hit the coral once, and then he's rolling back, and then probably he's rolling towards the coral again. So it's very hard to assess the situation. You have to choose whether to go for him or the crate.
Go for the crate. This is
he's
Bob
a big
telling
guy.
you.
I hope that he's alright. I'm going for the crate.
Okay.
Try at least.
So Rakdos, give me another dexterity saving throw with disadvantage, and Rekas, give me an investigation. Whoa!
Jesus.
What are the chances that you can roll twice the same amount on a disadvantage
Investigation
die?
and a disadvantage?
Yeah, disadvantage,
Okay.
because everything is happening quite quickly and. Okay, it's a 12. So you managed to find. Let's see if I can roll another 55. Oh no, it's
56.
almost. Yeah, so basically, you managed to grab some pouch that was leaking out of the box, and you grab it quickly, and you don't really realize what's inside yet. You just grab it and go up, and once you do so, you see Rakdos that is basically going to the surface and trying to catch some breath, even though he's rather bloodied on the back because of the coral reef.
Okay. I swing back.
Okay.
Oh, there's my hero that this time brought back my books, right?
What are books?
What do I have?
Just a sec, and I will tell you.
Probably not.
You have. Ooh, basically, inside the pouch, you find 10 gold pieces and 40 copper pieces.
Money.
You're joking. Money. What the hell are we going to do with money on this godforsaken island?
Maybe there is a place where you can trade money for food.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. We don't even know where we are. We don't even know when we are.
Friend, may I ask you something?
Sure. I'm not freaking
Did
out,
you
don't worry.
did you keep your books safely protected, or like protected in a way that, you know, in this case you would have your books?
Well, you can say that I protect them. I put them back in their containers every evening, but I mean, never thought about this kind of hell breaking loose, and never thought
I
that I
see.
should have protected my books against water so
Do you hear
badly.
that, Bob? Do you hear that, Bob?
Hi, Bob.
How come do I have you, but he doesn't have the important things for him? Tell me.
That's
And they
that's
say that
kind of
I am
rude. I
crazy.
mean, that's not very nice to say. Come on. At least I have
He's
this one,
alright.
and I
He
point
doesn't
to my
speak to
head.
other people.
Oh, okay. I see.
Do I see trees along the horizon?
Fine.
What is the visage of the island that we see? Or
Yep.
I don't know. It's an island. It's
Yeah. So basically, you see a little bit of forest in this direction, which culminates very quickly into mountains, like a big mountain range that spans all around from this direction all the way around. And then you see some other forest in this direction. And in this direction, before the mountain, you see that the shore continues. And even though this is a beach of sorts, very quickly it becomes like a coast with rocky path, and is going up the hill towards the mountain. And behind the mountain is very hard to see anything from where you're standing.
okay. I turn Balama turn to his daughters. We should seclude at least a place to stay for the night. It's still morning, but I think we'll spend a lot of time trying to search for.
I lost you mid sentence.
Yeah, myself as well.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Which part?
The last part.
Yeah, you said
Uh,
it's just the morning, but we are gonna spend a lot of time looking for a place to
No, he
rest.
finished the
For
sentence there. I didn't
yeah,
lose him. He
Oh, okay.
lost himself.
no, we'll lose all the morning looking for some place to rest.
That's a good idea. I checked what we have while Rekus and Raktos were trying to find more. We should be okay for a couple of days. In terms of food, we have, I think, 5 days of food each, maybe 10 if we ratio it properly. So yeah, we need a place where to set up our camp, and maybe it's a good idea to look for a protected, or a place that can give us a bit of protection, like a cave maybe, or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, can we look around for stuff? I mean, for for our safe place.
Yeah, as I said before, basically you you can give me survival, and I will tell you more.
Mm-hmm. Fuck. Yeah, shouldn't. I should have taken out the disadvantage. But still, my first dice was a 1, so I guess we can take that as the rolled survival.
Okay.
Just to see what's gonna happen.
Okay. So as far as Rakdos gathers, um, well, there are
No
mountains
safer
from
place
left
than
and
the
right.
sea.
So
I mean, I'm the one that wants to drink the seawater, so
exactly.
he's correct. A 1 on survival is more than more than good.
But yeah, basically Radek and Vrekas, of course, all of you realize that you are surrounded by a mountain range, so that means that somewhere there definitely must be a cave. And specifically, Radek realizes that if you go this direction, then you have to pass through a forest, and this might mean some trouble because you don't know the local, um, you know, flora and fauna. Same goes for this direction. Whereas over here is just probably half a day um, of walk by like normal pace, and you should get right at the feet of the mountain, and then if you look around, you maybe find a cave of sorts.
Do we find? So I assume that we look around and we wander a little bit. So here in the vicinity of the beach. So is there any sign of civilization to be seen, or any sign of any living creatures, or traces, or footprints, or I don't know, things like this?
Give me an investigation.
Well,
Well, not much really.
but there are my footprints.
Yeah, sure. That you can. That you can definitely
Easy to
see.
find.
Guys, I found 4 set of footprints. One is very big. They're all going to the sea. That's very strange. We're not
You
alone.
hear that, Bob? Again. Well,
I mean,
do we have?
aside from that, basically, even if you cannot see any discernible footprints, uh, you maybe think that in either way they might come from the forest, if anything.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
Should maybe go towards the mountain range then. Try to figure out what we do. Staying in the open is the worst idea.
Yeah, I agree, and I also vote for letting him go first, and I point to Rakdos.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so basically you want to go this direction.
Nothing bad against you, Rakdos, but I mean, look at me, look at you. So it's a pure situation of survival. In any other situation, I would probably have taken the lead, but
Fair enough. Okay, so you want to move with a normal pace or like fast pace, slow pace?
I think normal pace.
Normal pace.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
have to
So,
rush. I'd
no
say.
running, please.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, I'm back.
No problem.
Yep. So, by your calculation, Radek, this will take roughly half a day, maybe slightly less. And the path seems pretty well defined in the sense that you just have to follow the coast and basically you will get to the feet of the mountain. And basically you start walking and following the coast is a rather easy task to do. You see, while you look around, as soon as you are by the coast, you see very far in the distance, as in more than days of walk, there is something that there is like a tower, like an alone tower that basically looks at the sea. So imagine, oh damn it, that looks like in this direction towards the sea, like a lighthouse of sorts. And you see that the mountain range starts starts from being very small, and increasing very fast in height, up to the point that there is sort of like the maximum, that the highest the highest mountains that is in damn it, that is toward this direction. And yeah, that basically the direction of the top of the mountain, and then you basically are just moving from one of the end of the mountain range, and you kind of gather that the mountain range is circular from what you can see now, but it basically moves as a straight line from here to there. Okay.
So basically, as we approach it, it becomes steeper, and I can see the extension of it a bit better.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And the lighthouse or this tower is on the top of the mountain range,
it's
behind
further.
it?
It's behind the mountain, and it's days of walk.
So I just see the tip or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, basically as soon as you actually, I need you to give me a survival check.
Sure.
And of course perception if you guys are actively looking around. Otherwise I'm going to use your passive perception.
It's almost okay. Yeah, it makes no difference for me.
Perception. Here I am.
It's so sad when you roll a natural 19 and you have an 18 because of your -1.
Okay, so let me see. Okay, for the survival you immediately spot something that might look like a cave from distance still, so you're still like hours afar, but you see like the opening from the mountain. It doesn't seem to be very big, but still it might do the job of giving you some shelter. As for perception, well, Balama Domine and Radek, as well as so everyone but Rekas, basically you have the feeling that so you're moving up the coast, but still you're not leaving the forest far behind you, because it's moving sort of like parallel to you a bit, and you have the feeling of movements inside the forest that in Radek eyes might be like game, like animal of sorts, whereas for Rakdos and Balama it might look like it has a pattern, as in it's either probably following you or yeah, it has a pattern of sort, which can be differentiated from like a normal wild animal.
Okay, so it's something that seems sentient, seems having a purpose in following this track. Okay.
Skull and gentlemen, we have a situation. Maybe we are being followed.
It seems like we are. There are weird tracks on the ground.
Those tracks, you mean? But they look so random. They might be some kind of, I don't know, deer or
They are not. They look
whatever,
like
whatever deer-like beach creature is
hunting.
populating this shore. Hunting
For us.
Then I think it was a good choice to put you on the in front of our caravan of people.
Yeah, no worries.
What should we do? Should we prepare for?
Stay ready.
Okay.
If the beast comes, we'll be ready.
Out of paranoia, I take out my rapier and my dagger. No, and the book. You see that I have on my right hand I have a rapier, and on my left hand I have a book.
So you're gonna throw the book on the face of the beast?
This contains all the answers that we will need.
Okay. So it's a cooking book. So it's a cooking book for cooking legs and arms.
Do you know where we are then?
I see the rapier. I open the book. You see that despite no matter which page I choose, all the pages are blank, and I stare into the book a little bit. And then I close the book and I said, I don't. The book does. Of course, Ogma always knows everything, so he knows. But he said he won't tell me because it's not time yet. Everything will be revealed in due time.
I just imagine.
I go 10 feet before, after, in front of them because I don't want to be close to this.
Exactly what I was imagining. Could have happened.
Okay then.
Poor thing, Balama. She's gonna be in no worst nightmare.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, so
well, lads, we're fucked.
Be faithful. Ogma will provide all the information we require.
Okay.
So for the sake of it, I'm gonna move you all here. Give me 1 second that I copy and paste your character. This is gonna be basically the shore that you're following, that sort of at some point moves towards the forest a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You can organize yourself as you want, but basically this will be your entry point.
Wait, where are you going?
No, it's fine. But
I want to be far away from them.
Yeah, I want to be as far away as possible.
I don't mind the Rakidos, but these two lunatics, I'm very concerned.
And the noise you heard basically came from this direction.
Where?
From here.
Yeah.
From there.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I have my short sword in one hand, and in my left hand, I'm casting Produce Flame.
Okay.
I will put in the description. 1 second.
Thanks.
So it's like a torch, but I can use to attack people. I'm not attacking anyone right now, but I can use later an action to attack.
Okay. Perfect. And yeah, basically you know that you can either follow. Basically, Radek knows that you can either follow this path and get slightly bit outside of the forest, and it would take slightly longer for you to get to the cave, or you can directly move, this way, get slightly bit into the forest, uh, but you feel like it's a shortcut.
Let's go for the shortcut.
Well, and we will pass very close to the origin point of the noise we heard. You sure it's the right choice to do?
Yeah, I don't
Yes.
feel it's the right choice.
Yes.
We are
Wild
not.
ant is a very good source of protein.
Yeah, sure, but also my life is very important, you know.
We can eat you.
Yeah.
If you
We're not
die.
sure what is. We're not sure what it is on the forest.
I mean,
Unless you're willing to fight with something, which I don't think we should. We
yeah,
should try
well,
to go the longer path.
I agree with the little tiefling. Anyway, I agree with Bob because I'm pretty sure that it was his idea.
Was it Bob? He said it's not. That was on me.
Weird. I thought we had a connection there.
He only talks to me.
Oh, I see.
okay, let's
So
go
we're
for
going to
the
go for the
longer
longer
path.
path.
Yeah.
Okay. You can give me a perception check and a survival, or unless you want to define like a guide, and the guide will give me survival and the rest will give me perception.
Go for it.
I I cannot help in any of those, so
So I have
Very
+2
weird.
on both of them, so for me it's the same. So I can just throw the survival as a lead, 18. Then you can add the guys throw perception.
okay. See, I told you.
The -1 perception wins over everything.
Yeah, exactly. Every time I see that, I'm like, geez, Louise.
Also,
I feel so bad to have like 0 on perception.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, but 0 still is fine. -1 is really like, really don't carry.
yeah, I'm gonna
Natural
give you
20, 19.
I'm gonna give you some info before asking the next question regarding of the role. So basically, with survival, you gather that so you give like a quick look to the path, and you feel confident or where to go, what to follow in order to arrive to the cave
Okay.
that Radek sort of point out before. As well as for perception, Radek especially, you can hear the noise um, moving here and here, like in following this path, and it's definitely somehow following you.
I don't see the path. Sorry,
Sorry?
I don't see the path that you
Oh, well,
showed.
they basically
Yeah,
they were there
said,
and they're sort of following in this way.
Yeah,
I still
we
can't
can-
see your pointing.
yeah, myself as well. I can see where you are pointing. I mean, I imagine that you were pointing here, and now you were pointing somewhere else to the left.
You don't see the ruler?
No.
No, we don't see the ruler.
No, I know why. Sorry, that was on me.
I from
now
others.
you see it, right?
Yes, now I see.
I was in a different layer. So it started here,
Mm-hmm.
and then the noise sort of moved in this direction up to there. This is the last place where you heard the noise, and you sort of gathered that is more than one creature because the noise repeated itself. So it went there, and then there was another similar that stopped here, and Balama, you sort of get rather the same, but the numbers. So you don't get that there are two of them, but you get that the endpoint is basically here. And now
Okay.
the question is, do you want to move slowly? Slowly, stealthily, or do you want to just don't care and move? And
I
start to
don't
run?
care.
Okay.
I do a lot because you need. I mean, look. I mean, those bloody things are following us. I mean, I clearly know that there is more than one thing there. So please don't overdo it. Just watch your step and go slowly.
Okay.
I
I
have
have a
mage armor on me just in case.
Okay.
So shall I roll a stealth check?
Yeah, if you're moving stealthily, give me a stealth check.
Yeah, I will try to do the same. Try to use the vegetation to hide myself.
Yeah, I don't know why I rolled twice, but the first one is 11.
I'm not the best one in stealth.
Yeah, we all like.
As I can see, none of us are.
Exactly.
You're making a lot of noise, I see.
We all suck at moving stealthy.
You know, I'm dressed in black and everything is green, so it's not so easy to not being noticed. You know.
My hair is on fire always.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So I guess we will not have any in lighting the fire tonight.
Okay. Should we roll the? No. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Can one of you give me 1d4, please?
D4. 1.
Okay. Oh, does 7 hit you, Rakdos?
No. No.
Okay, but what you hear is basically after you so stealthily move towards the path, so you try to be, move rather slowly to not create much noise. Then there is like you stumbling on different pieces of boots and crackling left and right, and together with the others as well. You feel there is an arrow coming from this direction, directed at you, but it misses. It sort of goes all the way back.
Okay. Can I react to this?
Yes.
I go into rage.
Here we go, guys! Not on my watch!
So you see, you directed the eyes towards the origin of the arrow, and you see exactly one of these guy with the bow pointing at you and sort of trying to move back stealthily.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, you can give me a nature check if you want, and after the reaction you can give me initiative. FYI, for initiative, just click on the token, and then if you should have a button on the top next to the toolbar with the macro which has ini written on it. Just click on it and it will automatically give me the order.
The nature check is for everybody?
Whoever wants to know more can give me a nature check.
Don't need to answer to ask that.
I don't have the ini thing.
You don't?
You have to click on the token first.
Yeah, I clicked on the token. The free.
The top left, it doesn't show you the ini?
No, I just have a red circle with a black stuff in there.
Oh no. Where the toolbar
Top
is, like
left, top left
okay.
from your browser.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I got it. Yeah, sorry.
give me a second and ooh.
Not good.
I don't like that. I don't like ooh.
Yeah, myself.
Doesn't sound good.
Me neither. Me neither.
I rolled very nice on the... Fuck, you rolled a 21 on the initiative. Damn it.
That's
I mean, Radek is just gonna sing a song for just like, oh, la, la,
I'm
don't know
I'm
it.
not that kind of bard. I'm an anthropologist. I
Yet.
read, I don't sing. Yet. So, it's what does my nature check reveal me before I do my action?
So what they look like is so they have humanoid figures,
Wait a sec. Yes.
but they somehow have like a wolf kind of face. So they're like covered in fur, and they're standing on 2 feet. So they like humanoid and standing, but with fur. You can sort of compare it to what you would call gnolls in the world. So they look very much like it. But you remember that the gnolls are rather taller than those guys.
Okay. It's a gnoll-looking creature, a bit shorter. Okay. Well, I don't have anything else to do at the moment that look to the creature and say, "You will never have us, foul creature. Go rot in hell." And I cast Vicious Mockery.
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
Which should be what saving throw?
Wisdom saving throw, if I remember correctly. Yes, wisdom saving throw against 12, I guess.
I fail miserably.
Okay. Then it's some damage coming to you, and you have disadvantage on the next action.
Okay.
And it's 3 psychic damage.
Okay.
Take that, you bloody fool! And then, but then I very bravely hide behind. So 1, 2, 3. Wait a second. Let me check if I'm still in range. I don't have. Yes, so I can also move a bit here. There. And that's my turn.
I'm gonna use this symbol for vicious mockery, so the screaming thingy.
Okay.
Okay.
And it was how much? 3 damage, right?
3 psychic damage, yes. And you have disadvantage on the next attack roll before the end of your next turn.
Okay. And now
That's good.
And now it's them. So let me see really quickly. Okay. This guy moves 30 feet. And then it does nothing. So okay. So you can give me perception.
Who?
All of you.
Perception. Nope.
Damn it.
You guys,
Rolling so shit today.
I'm fucked up in perception. I see that.
So all of you
you know,
can see this guy approaching, but Rekas, because you're still onto that guy that was there before, and Radek, you can. I'm gonna take it out here. You can spot another guy moving
Oh fuck!
in this direction.
They're coming out of the fucking forest.
And
they're coming up. Nice
No shit,
quotation.
Sherlock.
and they're
Nice
basically
quotation.
the both of them. They have like melee weapon, as in sword or spear, and this one as a bow. So they already moved, Actually, this one can
Mamma,
move
è possibile
30,
che
so...
ce n'è levata tanta? È possibile che ce n'è levata tanta?
15. This guy moves here, and the other moves there.
One question.
Nice.
Yeah.
They got in range.
They have a melee weapon, but do they? So, are they rudimental weapon, like I don't wooden spears or things like this, or they are crafted ones?
No,
Right.
they're very, very rudimental. There might be like some very sharp part on the sword or on the spear, but it's like crafted as a caveman will do.
Okay, so no metal stuff.
No, it's probably just rock and wood put together. And then let me see. It's a plus 2. Does 15 hit you, Balama?
It does not.
Okay, and you basically hear. So this guy is disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Yeah. He was trying to hit you, but the arrow sort of deviated in this direction, and he missed you. On the other hand, Brekas. Wait. Does 11.
Misses.
Damn it.
Misses.
And then there is basically from this direction another arrow that is sort of moves right back. And but you don't see much on that direction because of your natural 1. But you can see the bush, so it might be behind it. You don't know. And now is basically Ragdos.
Okay. So I move here. And I swing my great axe to these guys' face.
Okay. And it hits.
Great.
And that's a lot of damage.
Jesus.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive, but he's badly hurt. Like you can see that
Fuck.
that sort of gave it the kick.
Okay. Jeez.
Oh, it's 13 slashing, wait.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
I don't have other actions I can use.
And now is Balama.
Okay, I will use my hand that is in flames, roll some symbols in the air, and I cast on Radek, Rakidos, and myself bless.
Oh, okay.
Oh, bless you. That's very, very useful.
Nice.
Okay.
Let me check something.
Basically on.
I will just move here behind the tree to take some cover.
Okay.
Okay, for keeping up the concentration.
I'm gonna use these as a blessed image.
Symbol.
Yeah. The both of them or yourself as well?
No, I'm not, right?
Yeah, not Rekas.
Oh, okay.
Raktus.
The other guy.
Yeah, myself,
So
Radek,
the
and
melee guys.
yes.
Okay, just a sec.
So do I count as a melee guy? I don't think so.
Kind of.
So Radek and
Yeah, I
You
got
have
one.
a rapier, right?
You have a sword.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You just have like no PFs. But yeah. Your HP, no HPs, but yeah, you're a melee guy.
That's all, Balama?
Yes.
Okay, then it's Rekas.
Okay. I will cast Ray of Sickness on this guy.
Oh, okay. Jesus. Constitution saving throw, just a sec.
No, but I think I missed it, right?
Oh, with the 7,
Yeah.
yes, you missed.
Yeah.
Sorry. I got spooked by all these dice.
And
Just
I've,
roll a d4 to see if you roll a 4.
What?
Sorry?
No,
Yeah.
nothing.
No, it's not blessed, so you cannot.
Yeah, but it will be fun if with the bless you.
No.
Just a 2.
Yeah, probably not.
No, still no.
And I will move here
Okay.
because I'm fucking afraid.
And now is
That's
Radek.
it.
They are too scattered. So let me see.
Yeah, just kill this guy off.
Did I notice that the arrow that hit Rekkas came from the bushes here?
Yeah, because you had 18 on perception, so yes.
Only I didn't.
Okay, then wait a second. Hopefully I have the range doing that. Yes, I do. So I want to cast sleep essentially here at the tip of the arrow.
Just a sec.
That's nice.
So like here.
Yes, exactly.
And
then it's like 20 feet from here, right?
Okay.
I get all this area,
Okay.
more or less.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you get 2 of
Good.
them basically in the area.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, to get also the guy essentially behind the bushes. And do that. So it's 21.
And it starts from the one with the highest, right?
It starts on the one with the lowest.
With the lowest, okay. So if you do this, then this guy not only is getting mocked, but he's also sleeping. and that's it. As soon as I found the sleepy.
Okay. And
I'm gonna use this for sleeping. I cannot find the zzz.
then I still have a bonus action, which I could use probably to. Oh well, not. I just like.
How do you cast a sleep? Just as in description wise.
You see that I have this book. I open the book and I read a blank page, and after a couple of seconds, I just look at the direction, so at the monster I want to put to sleep, and I start singing very like a lullaby, but it's a very unpleasant one, and it becomes, so for the other people that are hearing it, it becomes very boring very quickly, and instead of being like the same the traditional lullaby, it's basically a chronicle of a day at home of a person in the middle of a forest that has nothing to do but sleep the whole day, and then after a while this creature goes to sleep.
Okay, cool.
And after that, I closed my book. I'm very happy that I had the chance to read a page from that, and I am just hiding there, hoping that there is nothing coming from that direction. Otherwise, we're fucked.
and a behemoth comes. A terrasque comes.
Hello, guys.
Just here to kick your ass.
Okay. And now the monsters. So this guy is sleeping. Yeah, I don't have to roll anything for him, right? He's sleeping until...
No. For a minute, or until
Someone
he
wakes
gets
him up, or
Yes.
he takes damage, I
or
guess.
takes damage. Yeah.
Okay. That's not gonna happen anytime soon. So, this guy... Damn it, he cannot make it, mother.
Oh, you can. You can. I measured it just before. I
Uh-huh.
think you can.
Okay. Then I trust you.
Yeah. I want him close so I can swing my axe at him as well.
And then basically, so this one is attacking you with a spear. The one behind you
Gangbang.
is attacking you with a sword. Well, a sword, like a sort
DP.
of sword, like.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
the first
Give
one,
it to me.
I forgot the advantage. Just a sec.
It's not taken.
It's a 15 to hit.
15.
Yes.
Wasn't okay. 15.
Yeah,
I
because
have
it's
15
with
armor.
advantage.
Yeah. I have 15.
Okay. Then the first one hit, and it's the spear. It's 8 damage.
Yeah, 4 for me.
All for
Is
me.
it piercing? Piercing.
Yeah, it's piercing damage.
Yeah, so it's 4. Okay, then the next guy.
And then the next guy. Let me see with advantage. Nope. The other one is
Nope.
not in the mood.
Okay.
And then you can all give me a second. Token layer. Yeah. You can see this guy moving there and try to hit Balama with disadvantage with the bow.
Mm-hmm.
Come at me.
Oh, come on.
Nice.
No.
And he fails miserably. And
Yeah.
Yay.
and then he moves once more. And now it's Rakdos.
Okay. So jeez. I'm so frustrated that I haven't friends yet before as well. Because this could have lent me the opportunity to kill both of these guys. So I'll just try and swing my axe onto the face of the one I already bludgeoned before, and yeah, I think I get him.
Yeah, you do.
I think I
and
rip
it's
him
down.
apart.
Well, let me do it. Let me do it this way. And this guy is down.
Okay. I think my axe went from his left shoulder to right hip and slice him apart.
Okay, cool.
Hope the other guy enjoyed it, because that's what is going to happen to him as well. Yeah.
I really hope it doesn't. That's
So
all
yeah.
right. Or you have a second
Yeah, I'm
attack?
out of action.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately I haven't frenzied, so
Then
I'm
is
gonna die.
Balama.
Okay, I just a second. I will go behind this and attack this gnome with my short sword.
Okay, give me with advantage.
Okay.
I don't like you measuring.
As
Crafting.
he is already damaged, this one.
No, this one is not.
It's fresh.
Okay, I will use bonus action to cast on my. No, I will use nothing. It is concentration. I forgot about it. I was nothing. Just sword attack.
Okay. Yeah, it's a hit, and it's 1 damage. No. 3
No,
damage.
it's 5 damage. 2 from dueling.
Okay. 5 damage. Perfect.
And that's it.
And now is Rekas.
Okay. So you see me moving. I think here. Let me just double check. Yep. So I am within 60 feet from the guy, and I'm using Ray of Sickness at 2nd level.
Oh, okay.
And you see me like basically taking the skull. Now, Bob. Now, Bob. That's the time, Bob.
Okay.
I hope I. And it was a crit.
Really, really nice.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so let me make a very, very pointless Constitution saving throw.
Bob the murderer.
It was indeed the time. It was indeed the time, Bob. Nice job.
And I failed miserably. And this guy, what was it, like 22 poison damage?
22 plus 6.
Yeah,
So
don't
28.
Don't worry, it's already enough with 22. How do you want to affect to kill with this Ray of Sickness?
No, the necrotic damage is start to like fuck up his lungs basically. And he starts to cough and crumble on the ground. And I recover 3 hit points
Ooh, nice.
Life steal.
because of Grim Harvest.
And now is Radek. Damn it.
No, I recover 6 points. That's good.
Radek so opens his book again, another time, and he starts to read loud. Hold, verb, past and past participle, held, grasp, carry, or support with one's arm or hands. To be able to bear. And he starts like reading the whole definition of
Old.
and they cast hold person on this guy here.
I thought you were casting dictionary, but that's okay. Okay.
So you need to make a wisdom saving throw against 12.
And no, I failed by 1.
Then you are paralyzed.
Okay.
And I have to be concentrated for that.
I really have to learn how to use those symbols. Let's see. Paralyzed. I don't know.
There's one with the hurt back. Like this one.
There's a snail as well. Maybe you can use for. Or they're not really easy to interpret, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, let's use this one, and that's it.
Well, if you had the back hurt, you are paralyzed.
Yeah. Okay. Now supposedly it's me. 1 is sleeping, 2 are dead, 1 is
incapacitated.
So I have to roll again for wisdom, or
at the end of any of your turn, yes, of each of your turns.
Let's see. Ooh, it's a natural 20. Good.
Nicely done.
So he comes back and he says, "Oh."
Do I understand what he says?
How many languages you speak, and what are those?
A lot.
Let me quickly see.
So, I speak Common, Elvish, Primordial, Sylvan, Abyssal, Gnomish,
Holy shit.
No, but you can give me an intelligence
Intelligence.
or insight,
And I
whichever
thought
is
that I
better.
had like a lot.
Inside.
Because I have
Wait.
Infernal, Abyssal, Undercommon, and Common.
Yeah, I have Orcish, Common, and Dwarvish.
Whoa! Today is the natural 20 day. Um, well, you don't understand the language per se, but you can sort of you hear some of the words that are very similar to one of the languages that you know. You know, mix them together, like common and wait, what do you speak again? Some common, some draconic, and a little bit of gnomish that you sort of put together, and it looks like he's sort of screaming to retreat, even though he didn't really realize that he's the only one there.
I mean,
That
the
could
other one is
retreat.
just sleeping. He's not dead yet.
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 And the
We
sleeping
have
one is
food,
mine.
boys.
Good, and I kind of end my turn by moving.
Oh wait, you
No,
already
no,
had
no.
your turn.
It's
Your turn ended
It's Rakdos.
already.
okay. Good.
Yeah,
So
that's
it
right.
Yeah,
means
because
No
I rolled
problem.
the natural 20 on the.
Yeah,
helpers.
right. You're right. You're right.
so. I go for attack since we are flanking it.
Yep.
I guess I have advantage on the attack roll.
Exactly. And you hit. Okay.
Unfortunate.
Still up.
Okay.
Badly hurt, but I mean towards the verge of being badly hurt, but still he can take a hit or two. And then it's Palama.
This oh, the guy in front of me. Short sword.
Okay.
But they don't have much option.
That hits. And it's
8 piercing damage.
8 piercing damage. Okay. Yeah, is on the verge of being badly. Basically, he's already badly hurt.
God damn it. Okay, that's my turn. I don't have any.
And now it's Rakas.
Okay. Let me see what I'm gonna do now. Because I thought he was dead already. Okay. I'll use Toll the Dead on him.
Okay.
So basically, it's gonna be like skulls around his head, making noise. Let's see. He has to do a
Yeah.
13 save.
Wisdom. Fails.
So he takes 11 necrotic damage.
Yeah, which means only one thing.
Yeah.
He's very badly down.
Nicely done, Bob.
How long does the sleeping last?
1 minute.
1 minute. Okay, so you can still be in initiative or yeah, because then it's better for timekeeping. So now it's Radek.
I would try to. So what I want to do is I want to run to him and try to essentially put my rapier in his skull to kill him, or in his heart to kill him.
Okay.
But I'm not sure whether I can reach him. Yeah, just
Not
barely.
really.
Yeah, you
but
can
then-
get there.
We can all go there and then just put our stuff in him together. So we are sure he's gone.
I would happen to agree, yeah. You should do that.
And I sign to you, come. It's safe here.
Okay. So now it's Rakdos.
I go there as well.
Do you have anything else to do, or do you have to?
No, I cannot. I
Okay.
cannot do anything. I have to use the dash to go there.
Okay, then it's Palama. If you want to go over it, this will be like 10 feet of height, and you have to climb.
No, before that, I will reach here. I think it's 30 feet away from the guy, right?
Sorry, come again?
It's 30 feet away from
Yeah.
this guy, right?
Yeah.
I will hold my produce flame, and as soon as the other guy does something to harm him, I will attack him as well.
Okay. And now it's Rekas.
I'm leaving for them. I'll start to go to the dead bodies, start like take my small knife, start taking some meat.
I knew this day would come. Okay. Then let's go back to Radek.
As I said, I want to essentially stick my rapier in his heart.
Okay.
I might die. I can add it if it doesn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah,
hit?
it hits, but you can roll again to
And
see.
you do have advantage,
Yes.
yeah.
To see if you roll a natural 20, for example.
Oh yeah, because I have I have advantage, right?
Yeah.
You.
But you hit, so you can give me the damage.
4 damage.
4 damage, and he wakes up immediately, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So he wakes up. Wait a sec. Yeah, he doesn't even have the vicious mockery thing anymore, right?
No. That was until his next turn.
Okay. Okay, so he wakes up and he's rather confused.
When I see that he wakes up, because I thought that I could have killed him, I say, I'm gonna die.
And Balama, you can have your prepared action.
Okay.
Because you decided as soon as someone harmed you, attack him back.
I don't think I have advantage, so it's 9 total.
No, 9 doesn't hit.
To be fair, you would have a disadvantage because he's prone. So.
Oh yes, that's true, because he's prone.
It would be 9 anyway, yeah.
Does this flame is a magical flame, a proper flame? What kind of flame is it?
It's magical flame.
Okay.
It don't hurt me and my armor as well.
Come again, sorry?
It does not hurt me or my armor or anything that I hold. It's just magical.
Yeah, I was thinking about the environment more than anything else. But yeah, okay.
That I don't know.
Yeah, don't worry. I know.
Just one thing.
Yep.
The attack against the guy that was down is auto-crit because he was unconscious.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So would have additional damage. 1 more D8,
so
I guess.
Yeah.
No problem.
Thank you for reminding me.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading his lip, like which was the condition, just to be sure.
Then you get only the dice though, which is 6 more damage.
6 more damage. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So now it's basically the monster, and he gives a very quick look around, realizes the situation, and he tries to flee. So you guys can have opportunity attack if you want. I'm gonna stop him.
I won.
Yeah, I probably don't need to.
It's a 2, so this doesn't hit because you don't have advantage.
Isn't he like
He's running
flanked?
Sorry?
Okay, so he's
Yeah, because
no,
he's,
no.
he's standing up
He's
and
moving.
running for his life.
Okay.
And I think it's up to me to kill this beast. 1:30.
Would be amazing, like the one.
Unfortunately for you, that doesn't hit.
Oh, wait, I have a d4 extra.
Oh, damn it.
Myself as well.
Yeah, you guys are forgetting that.
Damn it!
17.
17.
In your face, you stupid beast.
Okay.
7.
Yeah, I rolled 10 total. I don't think that
No,
gets him.
10 doesn't hit.
Okay.
How much damage you dealt?
7.
7. Whew.
Yes.
He's still alive, like crawling his way out of the situation.
And when I hit him with my rapier, I I face Raktos and say, and this, my dear friend, is how you kill a beast.
And he sort of crawls away while you're saying that. Like, he's very badly injured and badly hurt. He's bleeding and he's basically leaving a tray of blood from where you hit it all the way there. Not that you don't know where it is, but just for the sake of it. And now it's Rakdos.
Okay. So can I follow him and then try and kill him?
Absolutely.
Not on my watch.
Yeah, he's pretty much dead. He had
Jesus Christ.
not only he's dead, he's just already cut in pieces.
Yeah, I
Let's
want
roll
to.
max damage just in case.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I have a barbecue here?
Okay, initiative
Hot
is over.
dogs, everyone. Hot dogs, anyone?
I'm fine with my rations.
I keep cutting some meat. We need to survive.
Oh, yeah.
Not thinking about my life.
Give me survival.
Oh, fuck. Not bad.
Okay, because I saw a 16 and then a 5, I was like, what the?
Yeah, myself as well.
So for the 16, you spend quite some time, as in 10-20 minutes to sort of go through the type of meat and to sort of choose them, and then it will take you almost like 20 minutes to half an hour to carve and get some of the ration. But you basically get at least 2 very very dense ratio, as in you can stuff yourself quite a lot with those 2 ration.
Okay. So add to the group.
Yeah.
Group inventory.
Can I try to search for some fruits or something? Because I don't want to eat meat like dog meat.
Yep. Okay. Give me a nature. Give me investigation first to look around. And as for the 5, basically you don't get much because you already chopped him into pieces, and there's not much you can get from that.
So not only we have a paladin in our party, he's also a vegan paladin.
We are fucked.
Yeah, for sure.
She's gonna die by hunger.
Yes. So you look around. Specifically, you look around this area, the one close to you, and you find some red and blue looking berries. And the blue one are rather small, whereas the red one are bigger, sort of like mandarin bigger. And
okay,
you find 5 of each.
Okay, which is the name?
Just write blueberry and red berry, and I will know.
But it's not a blueberry.
No, it's not. It's like berry color blue, berry color red.
Unknown berry.
Just right, unknown stone fruit.
Okay. I put in my pockets.
Okay.
Can I carve some meat out of prey as well?
Not the one that you smashed.
Why not? It's already cut in pieces.
That is too much damage. That was the 5 survival. But
Okay.
you're welcome to try with the other 2 left.
Do you have a knife, Rakdos?
No, I have a hand axe. I use that.
Okay. I can lend you my knife if you want.
I'm fine with the hand axe, thanks.
Okay. As strange as it seems, I would like to have a look at the corpses and try to see if there is something valuable on very different levels that I can. So trinkets or some sign belonging to some kind of, I don't know, civilized tribe or something like that.
Okay.
If they carry valuables like currency.
Can I help him?
Sure. Yeah, actually, not yet because you're still carving your meat. This will take you the time, and meanwhile he's doing this.
Okay, I rolled a 21 on survival to carve
so
rations out of
you basically get the same 2 rations that Brekas is getting, and in the sense of the same type of meat, and it will take you again like 20 minutes as well.
Okay.
As for Radek, give me investigation.
Oh,
nice.
And if you want, I also have a D4 extra.
That's okay.
It's just for attacks and saving throws.
Oh, okay. PT.
I mean, not that it will change anything, but which one do you want to look? The one with the bow or the one with the melee weapon?
Well, the other one, the one with the bow is basically like off mashed potatoes at the moment. So I'm going here and look at him.
So, starting from the obvious, there is a spear, like long normal spear, which is made from wood and from stone. It's not carved. It's almost exactly like cavemen. So they sort of sharpen the stone together with another stone to use as a sharpener. And you see that they have some sort of leather-ish armor with them. And then you look a little bit closer, so you're sort of touching the corpse to see what's hiding. And it basically has like a, what's the name? The dog tag of sort.
Mm-hmm.
And it has basically, in the dog tag there is a symbol, which is, if you give me 1 second, I will prepare the handout.
No worries.
Always takes forever. Dog tag. Okay, and this is basically the symbol on the dog tag.
Oh, okay. And I have the feeling that it doesn't tell me anything particular.
It's not a symbol that you've seen before, but you notice something. So I imagine because of the natural 20 as well, that you sort of try to see if the other corpses as well have this sort of symbol.
Mm-hmm.
And they seem that they all do. So effectively you find 4 of these dog tags. And that's pretty much what you find.
I will collect all them 4 and I will put them in my pocket.
Okay. Perfect. Too many natural 20s today. Okay. Anything you want to do before the other two finishes to prepare dinner?
No, I think it's fine.
So
Yeah.
are we going to have dinner to rest a bit here, or should we go back to the shore?
I think we should go for the cave, I guess.
Yeah. I would say the cave as well.
I wouldn't stay on the open. I don't think it's good for us.
You
And
know that
by the
basically.
fact
Yeah,
by
sorry.
the fact that they have the dog tag, it can be that someone will look for them.
Yeah,
So
that's
no.
true. But by the way, so are we bringing our stuff together with us, so including the camp equipment, or we left them on the shore?
That's a good question.
I assume that everything that you collected from the inventory is with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that is backpack. I
That's
think he meant the stuff on the beach.
we found also a very heavy crate equipment, tent
I think
and stuff
the
like that.
big guy is the only guy that can carry that. So
Yeah, give it to me.
Hey, big guy, the sun is getting really low. You have your camp with you?
Yes.
Actually, it's afternoon.
Okay.
I mean, the
okay,
sun has just moved to the other side.
so we still have time.
Yeah.
Or you just see one guy running like an idiot. Take the stuff.
But if you want to travel with the heavy box, then it will take slightly longer to arrive to the cave.
Even though I think we should do it.
Yes.
Actually, I will need 10 minutes if I may.
Yeah.
And use as a ritual floating disc.
Oh, super nice.
Oh, nice.
Give me 1 second.
And
Really cool.
and it can carry the stuff for us.
Yeah.
That's a very good idea.
That
Much
works.
appreciated.
Yeah. Really cool.
I know that it's not a floating disc, but I really don't want to pay $5 just to get the floating disc.
It's fine.
But there you have it.
So it's always 20 feet from me, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, you can.
So every time that I move 20 feet away, it goes towards me.
Okay.
You know what? Have fun. Now you can control it.
Okay, so it's always here.
Okay.
Do you think that we can reach the cave by sunrise?
How long have we traveled so far?
It was basically half the trip. Roughly.
But for now, like we traveled. Because you said it was half a day from the place
so
that we
now
saw.
it's half the trip, so it's like few hours, couple of hours, as in, let's say 3 out of
we
6.
still can do it. Yeah, we still can do it.
Yeah, because I would really love to rest my old bones tonight.
Also because you feel like you're getting a little bit tired, probably because of the shipwreck and
Not proper
Well,
sleep.
we had a very long day today, so
Yeah, let's keep going, and we should probably reach the
Yeah.
camp.
let's
soon.
stay close together. Let
And
the
as
big
far
guy go
away
first.
from the forest as possible.
Agree.
Okay, so which path are you taking? The long one or the shortcut?
Long one.
The long one.
Long one. The safe one.
Okay.
So majority wins.
Okay, so the one that is guiding the group, give me survival.
Yeah, myself. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's to compensate the ones from the beginning. Come on, man.
Yes,
Exactly.
fair enough. Okay, so basically you know immediately which path to follow. Is even though it's pretty easy to follow, you find even like a sort of a shortcut that is safe that you can follow and arrive there with like half an hour in advance of your scheduled time. And
Okay.
what you see in front of you is basically, if you give me 1 second. Okay, let me do this. No. Okay. From here. Just a sec. I don't want to spoil everything, so I'm gonna put the stuff down. And yep. Yeah. So basically, you arrive at the at the at the feet of the mountain, and you see exactly you were aiming for the cave that was pointed out before. So now you should be in the new map, and you should look bottom right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Okay, now I see.
Yeah, I still see just a black screen.
It's more.
I
It's
don't
more
see
like
anything.
middle right.
Oh yeah,
Middle
no,
right.
Oh no, there. Yes.
no, yeah,
It's like
now I see
Oh yeah,
something.
sorry. It's go all the way down and then a little bit on the right.
it's
So
close
more,
to the
more in
right
the middle,
border,
yes.
but more in the middle.
Yeah.
Sorry, because I enlarged it before. Okay, and then you arrive basically here, and the entrance to the cave is basically here, and you feel rather tired at the point that up to now you have the condition tired in the sense that you get -2 to hit, and the more you go sleepless, the more -1 you get to hit.
We really need to rest, guys.
Yes,
Yes,
I agree.
Fucked up.
Yeah, tell me about it. Shall we set up a camp, a bit of recon around if we are safe?
Do we think we can camp inside the cave, or should we go for the outside?
Well, inside would be nice, but you know, history tells us that caves always have like lurking animals in at all the time. Famous adventurers started sleeping in a cave and never woke up with bears or any other very dangerous creatures. So.
That's true. Looking around, look on the ground or like on the environment, does it look like there's any sort of movement from animals or like creatures that we fought before around this cave?
Give me perception. Or investigation if you want to like properly look around.
Okay, so go for investigation. Can
Okay.
I?
Yeah, go for it.
Because I prefer.
Okay. I can see why. So although you in the forest you sort of look around to see to hear for noises throughout the path to the cave in order to see whether you were followed or not, you can pretty much discern some no in case there were any footprints because of the terrain, but here everything is super rocky and even the footprints might not laid on the ground as they normally do in like normal ground. So there is not much to work with, and it seems that as far as you can tell from around that there is nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay. Well, I think we can try to go to the cave. At least on the entrance, make our camp there. If you guys agree.
Yeah, seems fine.
I guess
Yeah, I
that's
agree.
roof and
Let's try it
over
then.
our better thing, I guess. So
So yeah, let's try it.
Okay. Yeah, you can move around. Just show me where you move and what you do.
Is anyone here not able to see in the darkness?
I raise my hand.
This flame as well. So stay with me, lunatic.
Which one?
Thank you.
Are you lighting a torch?
The only no, the I use produce flame as my.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay, the
I-
one that doesn't see in the dark. Okay, I get it.
Okay.
I don't know why every time it holds to read, but I just.
You can disable. Just go to the spell and select
Yeah, but if
no
I
attack.
disable, I will have to enable when I want to hit.
I mean that's
Oh, yeah.
okay.
It's
You
like-
can still leave it like that. It's not a problem.
Yeah. So then it's
Okay.
fine. Yeah.
How much light is got?
It's
10.
10 feet radius and bright light, and 10 feet radius dim light after the
Okay.
bright
So it's a
light.
20 total.
So I'm gonna change the emit light for you. In for 10, 10, 10, and then all player can see light. Anybody else cannot see any that doesn't have dark vision?
Nope. I have.
You do. Okay.
I have.
I have dark vision as well.
Which
Dark
is
60 feet.
60-40. No, 60-40, right?
60 feet.
Yeah, but
60 feet.
60 feet full without dim light.
Yeah, you always see dim light. You see darkness, you
yeah.
see dim light.
So
we
it's
see dark as dim light. Yes.
okay.
It's 60 total.
So what if I do this? Can you see? Okay. I don't know if that works, but can you still see, or is it completely?
No, now we see 20 feet from us.
Okay, so you cannot see. For example, you don't see here.
No.
Okay.
I'm seeing, for example, from where I am, I'm seeing something like.
Yeah, I can see.
I'm seeing this place more or less.
Yeah, I can see. Just give me a sec. So let me do 60, and then just do 60, 20.
Are you using fog of war?
No.
Dynamic lightning.
It's dynamic, but it's for the emit light. So I'm gonna use like 60, 40. What was it? 60, 20. And that's okay. And as for you, okay, I'm gonna leave the same of the flame, which is 10, 10. So now you should be. Give me a sec.
Yes.
Okay.
Now
I deleted my stuff.
Where did you go? Okay.
I deleted myself. I cannot see anything now. I was trying to delete the thing that I draw.
Give me 1 second. I will pull you back.
It's alright. Thanks.
You were there. Can't see. No.
Thanks.
No problem. 60, 20. Okay. Now you should be able to see normally. Okay. Where was I?
I have a small.
Come again?
I have a small circle of light.
Yeah, that's for the flame, such that as soon as you enter the entrance, we will keep that as the light. So I can put in front of the entrance if you want to enter, which is there. So you two can see.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm gonna put you all the way there, and then you can.
Yeah, let's go together. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. basically, as soon as you approach the entrance to the cave, you start to see from the outside that the sky is getting dark, not because it's evening, but because rain is coming. So it gets a bit windy and a bit chilly, and the wind sort of flows, and it's getting like heavy wind, strong wind. That it flows from here, then it moves all around in the cave and inside the cave, and it gives sort of this howling sound around. But then, yeah, you can move and do whatever you want.
I think
Too
we
bad
should
it's
go
not a
like
mine.
toward this place and try to make our camp.
I guess. I mean, really, the
There's
thing I need
not much we
wet
can
my
do. Yeah.
bones. Exactly.
Should we go stealth?
I think that the
Well,
big guy
we
should
have to
go.
light a fire probably at some point because you guys don't see. So
No.
we
Yeah.
can do stuff, but they
I
will
see.
fire.
I'm helping the human.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
my new
me.
best friend here. Oh.
I have dark vision, so pretty much fine.
Yeah, me too. I'm just helping the guy here.
It's Fiery
yeah,
McBlessy.
No, it's okay. So yeah, like I'm just saying, like as it is getting chilly, also maybe we will need something to warm us up. So maybe we will need a fire also to prepare some food because we
Yeah,
just got
I
the
agree.
meat. So probably we should just like we can do stuffy, but I probably will need some fire, and I think this would give our location anyway.
Well, but if the cave is big enough in the inside, we can light a fire
that's
in
true.
the cave.
That's true. That's true. So let's go ahead. Let's try to find a place to make camp.
Okay.
Bound to follow.
Are you going stealthily or are you
Best
going?
friend.
They say since I have the fire in my hand, the stealth will not work, so I will not go stealthily.
This thing here is like an opening or like another path for the cave. This place.
It's another path that you can already see. You can all give me perception as soon as you enter.
Okay.
Not be that much perceptive.
Oh yeah, you.
There's light anyway. So.
Yes, exactly. And also, it very much depends if you want to hear or if you want to see. So, what type of perception?
I would probably concentrate more on hearing.
Okay.
Other people can see better than me.
So, as for see, Balama, do you want to see, look around, or try to hear? Hello?
I want to see.
Okay. Rekas?
I'll be trying to see, but you know.
Okay, so
I don't even rely on myself on that.
I mean, if there is someone that can see, that's probably you, right?
Yeah.
Because of dark vision.
I can try to, yeah.
Yeah, so as far as the seeing part goes, the cave looks natural, not humanly built, and you can see around yourself on the wall that basically some erosion has happened throughout the time, mostly because probably the wind, probably weather in general, and it gets and probably because of that as well, like the humidity level is high, and the whole cave is rather wet. As in, you can see like spores, you can see what's the name? Yeah, like fungi and all this type of flora, and that's pretty much what you can get, aside from, of course, the geometry of it that you can see directly from your perspective. And then as for the hearing goes, everything is rather muffled by the howling sound that goes inside and outside the cave. But because of that, you can get that the cave is not as small as you think it is, because as the howling comes in and then it splits into the two part. So like
You're trying to say that it's bigger on the inside.
Yeah,
yes.
literally that.
Literally that, exactly. And most probably there are different type of paths to follow, and when it bounces back after some time, then it still like impede your hearing. And that's pretty much what you get.
Okay. Guys, I don't know what you're seeing, but this cave is huge. I have the feeling.
Yeah, that's
I
me
just
as well.
have the same
Close
feeling.
to the entrance, maybe. Let's not go too far because we don't know what we're gonna find.
Yeah, I agree. Let's find a corner we can safely stay in, maybe in the middle of a crossroad.
Maybe we should go this place. It's a corner. We can maybe protect ourselves somehow there.
If I see only shadows there, I don't see really anything, so I trust you, whatever you say.
Yeah, so move towards this place, and I think like this is the place that we should make a camp, maybe.
Okay.
At least it's not exactly on the entrance, so the light from inside will not really show on the entrance. We have some advantage there, but I don't know.
So you want to make camp there?
I think so, unless anyone has an idea. I think that's what we can do.
I'm so tired that anything will do, really.
Yeah,
Yeah. Myself as well.
let's make a camp.
Can you tell me where do you want to make camp exactly, so I can put the camping fire with the light?
Place where I am, so this square that I'm floating now.
Just a sec. You should now be able to see everything much better lit than before, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, let me make it. Let me put it on the map. Okay. Yeah. So if you want to rest there, you can do. You want? Yeah.
We're going to spend the night here, or
We should do like we should sleep properly. I don't know for how long we were unconscious on the beach, so probably we are not like in the best of the points now. So we should take a proper rest at this point.
Yeah, I agree. Proper rest would do. We can take turns. We can take turns in guarding the camp.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
To do that.
What are the watches round?
I can start
There are
first.
like three watches or 4 watches.
You can do with 3 watches.
I can do the first one.
I can go for the second one.
I can go for the third one.
I'll stay with you. Yeah.
Okay.
So first of all, you need to use 1 ration each, because you have to eat.
The big ones that we collected from the guys can somehow be splitted, or how does it work?
Yeah, basically you can either get like fully stuff yourself, or you can use them as a sort of instead. For example, when you do a short rest, you can use those to get 1 more hit dice on the replenish of the healing of the HP.
Okay, so let's use 1 normal.
Yeah.
Can you create a file on the
I'll
handouts
do. I create
which is shared for us?
Yeah,
Because then
Create a list
everyone
of
can
our
see.
inventory. Yeah, we'll send it
that would be ideal.
to Luca.
Yeah. Because then, like, at some point, it's easy for us to add things for him also.
Yeah, because I tried to create a macro to count on ration, but without the API, you probably cannot do that.
You cannot. Yeah, you cannot.
So we are going to consume like 4, right?
Yeah, one each.
For now.
1 each. Okay, so we are down to 16 plus 4 coming from the east.
That's good. Have something.
We should we should think about what to do.
Come again?
That's true.
We should think about what to do tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
We can go towards that lighthouse.
Well, but that's days of travel away.
What do we have to do?
And also the lighthouse, even though would be a good like advantage point to see something, if there's anything interesting on the island or even like a city, it will be on the middle. So
It will be
it
what?
would be good. Like if there's a city on the island or something, it's gonna be on the middle of the island. I assume.
Probably near a river or near shore. I don't think the middle of the island is.
Yeah, it's not gonna be outside. That's what I believe. So the to go there, I don't think it's gonna be as useful for us at this point.
Well, but if there's a tower, there's maybe also some sort of access to water, maybe. Because, we are running low on water. Don't know you guys how you feel about it, but I don't really feel about drinking seawater. So we should.
Why not? Salty is better.
Well, yeah, let's say that. Sure. And I'm glad it's the saltiness of salty water instead of something else. But
well, one question. Considering that we have access to salt water, would I be able to, using the fire that we have, try to make with some cloth and so on, something to basically take out the salt from the water during the night, for example?
That will be first of all an insight, and then 1 second for me to think of what next.
Okay. Fuck.
Okay, so let's assume that even in principle this would be possible. It's a very complicated procedure to do. So you can try, but the outcome of it will be very much random at this point. Is that in the sense that it's very complicated to predict what will be the outcome of it. But yeah, you can try during the night.
I would try, just leave something, just to see what happens. Maybe we get some water, maybe not.
Can you run me through the process again?
Basically using I forgot the word now. I remember in Portuguese, but basically to put the water on the basically on the fire
To boil it.
Okay, to like boil the water.
And evaporate and basically put somewhere else the water.
Oh, okay. So like let the water evaporate and catch the evaporated water to put somewhere else.
Yeah. Basically is that.
Okay.
Because as far as I know, is the only way to remove salt. So.
Yes and no, but okay.
In general, I would think like I don't know many ways to do it. So.
I think that would be a survival check. I'm not so sure about it, but let's go for survival.
Okay.
It's not my best, and I failed badly.
I failed as well.
I mean, you get some of the some of the water, although it's very tricky to catch the water that has evaporated from the pot, and but yeah, it doesn't seem to be drinkable more than salty water.
It's alright. It's alright.
So who's gonna do the first watch?
Me.
Okay, give me.
It's a me.
It's a me.
It's a me, ma.
Give me a D12, please.
A D12. Okay.
Yes. And after that, a perception, please.
God damn it.
So the wind, so the storm is getting stronger and stronger, and because of that, the wind is howling even more inside the cave, and because of this howling, you get sort of distracted by it, and you cannot really discern any noise aside from the wind, and therefore it seems that everything is normal, and you look around with the light that you have, and everything seems to be in order. Nothing is approaching.
But since the human is sleeping, I don't need the light anymore. I'm using my dark vision.
Yeah, but even the light of the fire.
Oh, from the okay.
Yeah.
Moonlight and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what you can perceive. If you want to do something during the watch, feel free to do so.
I don't think we have nothing to do.
Okay. Then.
I can try one of the berries. I will try one of the red berries.
Ooh. Okay.
I hate the ooh. Good.
That was quick.
Roll a Constitution save.
Exactly. Roll me a Constitution saving throw. Oh damn it. So you ate one of the red berry, and immediately you feel like there is, first of all, it's tasteless, and and when it goes down, you feel like your tummy is getting a little bit troubled, and you have the feeling that this is not quite good to eat.
Edible.
Edible, yes. But nothing really happens because you just stopped at once. You were wise enough to only try that one at a time instead of eating like all of them at once.
Question, but if you is like a poison thing or a disease thing?
It's more like let's say for like a poison.
Okay.
So next watch.
Should we do our watch?
It's me.
I'm doing the watch with the human.
Yeah, and you were basically
the human has a name.
The last one, I guess. Yes.
And you were doing the water thingy, right?
Yeah, there was the water thing. Yes.
So give me a D12, only one of the two, and perception for the both of you.
You can roll the D12.
Okay.
It's not gonna be my fault. I already failed on the perception. I don't want the rest.
I am very interested in what you're doing, by the way. So, kind of like a bit distracted, but apparently not that much.
See, the guy's multitasking. He can watch me doing stuff and watch around. That's my guy.
You basically not now. You basically while watching Vrekas trying to get salt out of water in a very interesting way, you sort of can discern between the wind howling. You're not quite sure whether what you're hearing is true or not, but you have the feeling that there is like some gibberish talk from distance. And it's coming from the outside of the cave where you came from, basically. So like
What?
this direction, general direction.
I am sure that is like things talking, or could it be the wind?
It could very easily be the wind. That's very, very tricky. It's imagine like you have the howling of the wind, like, and then every now and then you hear this, and you're not sure whether it's like a wind doing some trick because of the path, or it is if there is effectively someone out there.
Hey Bob, someone is speaking outside the cave.
Why are you talking to Bob, not to me?
Because you are busy purifying our water.
Fair enough.
Bob, what do you hear? Do I recognize as a language of any sort?
No, it still sounds like gibberish.
Yes. I don't know. Might be more of those creatures. Might be wind. Might be a dog.
Can I roll an Arcana to see if there's any sort of spell or thing?
Yes,
of
sure.
the type?
Absolutely. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be spell of sorts, like nothing magical.
We should ready ourselves for battle.
Let's do something. And I start casting comprehend language as ritual to see if it is a language. And
Okay.
what does it say?
And this is basically why you failed of creating water without salt.
Yeah. and requires salt for it, so I have it.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, you have pretty much a lot of salt.
It's like, I got the salt.
We wanted to have water anyway.
Yeah, so this ritual time passes and still it's gibberish. And
so it's not a language.
Yeah, probably it's not.
Okay.
And also,
Is this what going in check?
We should just take a rest. Not worries. Like, I don't think it's coming for us, whatever it is.
You seem very optimistic to be in such a situation. I envy you.
No, I just rely on whatever I can gather.
Okay.
And so far, it's not a language, and it doesn't seem to be any sort of spell. So I would say it's probably not harmful. It's gonna be harmless for us for now.
I don't know. I have the feeling I just heard the bucket, but pretty.
Let's stay alert for it, but I don't think it's gonna be dangerous for now.
Okay, if you say so. Still thinking that Bob is knowing something that is sharing. Say so.
Fuck.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it. And towards like the end of the rest, I'm gonna like just do the spell preparation.
Okay.
That's basically me sitting, talking to Bob, repeating like the gibberish basically, and like repeating the spells to myself.
Okay, perfect.
After my watch, I basically crash on. Very tired, snoring a little bit.
Ooh, okay. Can you snore louder than the wind?
Well, not really.
It's like, try me.
Can I?
No, probably not. That would be fun though.
Well, my allergies have not kicked in yet. That's fine. The level of snoring is still like regular.
It's still okay.
Okay, And last is Rakdos, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Give me D12 and perception. Okay.
And perception.
Pretty much nothing interesting, mostly because of the wind that is getting even stronger now, and you feel like the outside is like a minefield of storm, and that's basically covering any other type of sound, and you don't really discern anything. Is there something particular you want to do during the watch, or?
No, just stay with one eye open in
Okay.
case anything happens.
Okay, then the night passes quite normally. You can have the full long rest. And then I have to ask you one thing and probably tell you two more things. Number one, how are you dressed?
Unarmored. I have a pair of pants, some boots, and nothing else basically. I'm with my torso is like not dressed.
Okay.
I have a
say
shoulder
have-
thing, but nothing else.
I'd say I have like dark robes on the picture.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. I'm essentially dressed as I'm dressed in the picture. So with and I have a kind of cloak, and behind my cloak there's a leather armor essentially. Vest, but essentially.
Okay. And Balama?
I have traveler clothes with a cloak in my back without armor.
Okay. So, because of that, you wake up in the morning and you still hear the wind and the storm, and it was stronger than you remember it during the watches, and everything is much colder now that you basically kill the fire, or as soon as you kill the fire to get ready to move out, and basically because of that, because of the wind, you get disadvantage on perception, and because of the cold temperature, you basically get -1, as in for the roll, in any dexterity check.
Say it again. You got cut out.
Okay, so because of the wind, you have disadvantage on perception, and because of the cold temperature, you get -1 to the roll on any dexterity roll that you make, or any dexterity based skill.
So this includes attacking if you're attacking with mass weapon.
Yes.
Okay.
And that is the first thing. The second thing is that you, just to get comfortable with this new leveling milestone, you enter basically a cave, which means that it's a new place. And
Again, you got cut out.
oh, damn it!
Sorry.
I got cut out at you enter, and then I got the rest. I missed what you entered.
Yeah.
The cave.
So you,
The cave.
because you enter the cave,
Okay.
and it's a new place. There are basically some amount of discoveries with certain difficulties, and if you manage to get 75% of the type of stuff of discovery that are out there, you can get a level. This may include this may include not only this cave, so it might be that you find something here, but then it drops to a place nearby.
This works on a group level or on a personal level?
On a group level.
Okay, so
Sounds good. Sounds good for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, just so you know.
Okay.
So in case you find something that it might be like a sort of like a plot hook, and depending on the length of the plot hook, this might give you This depends on the hardness of the difficulty of the discovery.
Mm-hmm.
And one point of the
Okay.
discovery is actually finding the cave. So you get
Okay,
one.
so we are like not at 0%, but at X%,
Yes.
which is not given to us to know.
Exactly.
Okay.
I will tell you when you level up, basically.
Mm-hmm. I'll be right back. I have a second.
Okay.
I can still hear you.
Don't worry.
That's interesting. Let me see. Let me recover my spell slots. Well, it's nice to play a wizard.
It's fun.
And not just that, like, it's interesting to have the HP recovery by killing people with spells.
Yes, that's super cool.
And it's interesting because if I kill them with necromancy,
Mm-hmm.
I get 3 times the spell level.
Mm-hmm.
And if I kill with any other spell, then I recover twice the spell level.
Oh, okay.
So it encourages me to go with necromancy.
That's super cool.
And when I killed the guy, basically I recovered most of the damage that I had, which was good.
Yes.
Because I was worried. I was like, I'm gonna die now.
Yeah, also, just a sec. Another thing is that we can, because it's the first time and also the tryout for this recording session, I think we can play 1 more hour and then stop the session. Because I don't know what to do next with the editing and stuff.
Okay.
Okay, okie dokie.
But what do you think so far while you're waiting?
I'm enjoying it.
Nice.
Nice so far.
And it's nice that it's using different mechanics and because of the survival.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes like it's going through the unknown for us, which is I would say it's good.
Well, good to know.
But I was just searching here, and basically after you record it,
Mm-hmm.
then you need a different software to edit, basically.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you're doing on the Mac, right?
Yeah, I can use iMovie, I guess.
Yeah, so it's what they recommend. Like you can use iMovie as like the standard option to edit the video,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
What was about the playing 1 hour per session?
No. This session that we will play 1 more hour, so that I have
okay.
slightly 4 hours of material, and then
already. Okay.
Yeah, like 1 hour and
nice.
so. And then we can stop. Also because
That's
then
good.
I will figure out how to deal with 4 hours of video.
Yeah.
Crop it into a shorter, enjoyable
Yes.
amount of time.
Exactly.
You can just edit all the laugh into the video.
Okay, now we have 20 minutes. What do we do?
Okay. So it's morning. You kill the fire and you're ready to go to your next destination. Now you can choose what to do and where to go.
Can we look around the cave?
Yeah,
Sorry.
we have.
Can we look
have two
around in the
paths
cave?
Yeah, we have 2 paths on the cave, basically.
Yeah.
We should
Can we go?
probably try the like non-standard path, maybe.
Which one is the non-standard path?
the one that I would say not straight ahead. So I would say the one below.
You remember you're talking to a person that doesn't see in the darkness, right? So I have no idea what you're talking about.
I agree with Brekas. We should go this way.
Yeah, sure,
Okay.
whatever. I'm following you guys.
And then it disappeared. Wait. Before moving.
Too much.
So 3 of you have the
Dark vision.
dark vision, but wait, I need to put the dark vision and any light.
We can get a torch. I mean, I have plenty. I have 10.
We have
So I
we
can
have
use
some
one.
torches. Yeah, we have 20 torches and we have 3 wet ones.
I have my flame hands as well.
Yeah. Do your flaming hairs produce light as well?
Yeah.
How much
We
light?
have the human torch with us. Come on.
Okay, so it's 10.
I don't know how much a torch gives.
Torch is 40-20.
So maybe we use the torch, which is
I can carry the torch. I mean, I'm
Okay.
probably the most useless one at the moment. So at least I feel like I'm doing something for the group.
Okay, now
Yeah, let the one with
you have a torch.
let the
Yeah.
bard carry the torch.
go like in the middle then.
So you were saying we go here. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Now I see your point.
And I'm taking the time to use the ritual
Mm-hmm.
to use floating disc to carry our stuff with us.
Okay.
Really nice.
So the things are following us basically. So, but I'm keeping watch, like if nothing disappears from the disc.
Everything will disappear from the disc.
I mean, if you bother having the disc around with you, I can just carry everything. I mean, I have more than enough, I guess, strength to carry the whole thing with myself. I don't think we have that much anyway.
Let him carry the stuff with the disc. I mean, we need you to tear to pieces whatever comes in front of our path. So
Okay.
So
Okay,
let's
so
do
just
this. I will stay. Can I stay in a place where the disc is in the middle of us,
yeah.
just to be sure that it's not gonna?
yeah,
I
I
guess
can.
I guess you can
I'm
just
gonna stay
get in.
here. The
Yeah,
disc is
exactly.
gonna be here.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
So because then we don't have any issue with things disappearing.
That's fine.
So let's go.
Okay. Destination unknown.
Yep.
Destination unknown. No.
Lol.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Yay.
It was Rakdos thing.
Didn't know you had the skill in it, Raktos.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
very
the
nice.
singing bard. Since you don't sing, I have to sing.
I can accompany you. I have a lute. You want to sing?
You have
We
a
can
lute.
come up
Where's
with
the-
something.
Where's the bot when we need him?
You know, he's not a singing bard. We told us beforehand.
Oh, I am very good in telling stories, if you like.
So I'll go ahead a little bit more.
You can also give me
Okay.
perception, Rakdos.
Okay, I'll give you perception then. I'll suck. Exactly. I'll suck.
Still,
Now you feel like it is to be like me.
I mean, it should be disadvantage,
rough.
but I'm not gonna let you roll a natural one, so that's okay.
Why are we letting him leading the...
Can I tell what the effect of my role is?
Yes.
I see rocks around me.
Lol.
Oh, you don't say, Raktos. You don't.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you can see. Like, you cannot even hear more than... You cannot see much or hear much. The wind is sort of destroying your sense of perception.
Mm-hmm.
Is it still very strong, the wind?
Yes.
Even here?
Yes.
Okay.
Still
Wow.
rather strong.
And we
Yep.
still have like minus on perception, right? Something.
You have
right?
disadvantage on perception,
On perception.
and minus 1 on
Disadvantage,
dexterity
okay.
because of the temperature. And the more you enter, the more you dive into the cave, the colder it gets, because you're up to now you're moving at the same level, but looking around, for example, the other pad that you saw before. Damn it, yeah. For example, when you were here, that the two paths connected, you saw that this was going down, and up to now you're at the same level, but you have the feeling that the other side will dive deeper in the cave.
Okay.
For a bit at least. Okay, you can.
Let's keep going.
You keep going. Yeah.
Should I go on? Should
Yep.
I go?
Yep.
I mean, there's a crossroad.
Like here,
Where
yeah.
should we go?
Well,
Down here seems to be a close end,
Oh,
so we can
there's nothing down here.
look here if there's something.
Yeah, that doesn't seem
I
to
would
be
like to.
Anything.
Anything. Sure.
So
Are there some...
we
So
go
how do the walls look? Do they have some carvings on them?
Give me perception, and I will tell you everything that you see. Unless you want to use a passive for looking around.
Unless I want to use what?
The passive perception.
The passive perception.
No, I will try with the active one. The passive would have been better, but anyway.
Okay, so you notice a few, aside from the fact that this was somehow a nice place to pass the night compared to where you were before, because it's much more covered, you have less wind, and it's much more cozy. You notice something on the wall. Can you see over here? Yes, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Basically, on this wall, there are some sort of carving. Let me look for the English word for.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Okay. No, okay. There are some carving, like drawings or some symbols left and right that seems to be up to now incomprehensible.
Can I copy them?
Sure, you can. Basically, the drawing show a bunch of, like, there's stylized. No, what's the word?
Yeah, I get what you want to say, but
Stylized. Okay.
Yes. Exactly.
Are here cats?
Yes.
Hello.
Stylized.
Stylized.
Where is mine?
As in the other room. You see some stylized drawings of what seems to be like small people, as in dwarf height, kind of small, or gnome-like, and they basically they're all around a symbol which is nothing more than like a ring, like a big ring with a golden cup engraved in the ring. Golden because you see that this is the only colored part of the drawing. Okay, this is actually drawn, whereas the rest is basically carved into the stone. And there is this golden cup engraved in the ring.
Okay.
Could I look at the symbols?
Mhm.
And maybe considering books that I read before, see if there's like anything on like history books or anything like that that would refer something like that.
Give me history. And then somehow you hear some howling sound of a cat. Okay, so 18 in history. Well, you've never really read anything about this specific drawing, but what you can relate to it is that it's not uncommon for not educated tribe or villagers or sort of congregation to tell their stories from like ancient stories um, about I don't know, like deity, gods of sort, or their belief, or probably like an artifact they found or something important for their civilization. You can
By drawings, basically.
exactly.
Okay.
You can very much understand by the look of it and by the fact that you in those books that you read that there are like some signs that points to how to date this sort of drawings, that this is not new. This is something that has been here for quite some time, and it's actually worn off by by the weather, by the environment itself.
It's still good news, people. I mean, if there are some drawings, these drawings on the rock, it means that at least there was a civilization point. So maybe we are lucky, and there still is one. So that's kind of
true.
made my day. I'm
We are
much more
actually
confident.
we are actually looking for some sort of contact to maybe find a city or of sorts. So this is a good sign, in a way.
And where there's civilization, there is books.
Jeez Louise.
I'm afraid, my friend, they don't really know how to write.
Books are not necessarily written. Maybe they're very old people that know a lot, and I would be more than happy to write for them. To collect their stories. Can make a fortune out of it. Come on. I mean, if
Fair enough. I agree with you. Fair enough.
I just want to get out of here.
So I think we keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which path would we take? Yeah. Okay.
We can either go to left or straight up.
Okay, you're going that
Go
way?
left.
Yep.
Yeah, this way looks good.
Palama and Rakdos, stop there and give me a dexterity saving throw.
-1.
Yeah, -1.
13.
Oh, so 5.
Okay. As you are approaching this path, the wind and probably the instability of this rock formation over there sort of give away, and a small avalanche is it's not properly an avalanche, but like rocks are sort of falling, blocking the path in front of you. And Balama, you get just a sec, I will roll it for you. You get 6 damage.
Ouch.
For the rock that sort of kind of put you on the ground prone and covered you a little bit.
Oh my god, what's happened? Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine.
No!
Should we go for athletics to lift the rock?
Wait. I just like go close to her and lift like the smallest rock possible. I'm helping. I'm helping.
Yeah, you can give me athletics to speed up the process of helping it down. I saw a 20 there.
I want to try to help somehow also.
Should I roll something?
No, that's okay. Don't worry. See if I can. It's not. Okay, so you managed to get him out, and you can move away from the rockfall.
I hate this island.
It's not very welcoming.
We are such a strong group. It's amazing to see.
What?
Just joking, come on.
I didn't hear about whatever.
Can I move?
No, we are such a strong group.
Can I move
They
further
won't call us a group.
into the rockfall?
Come again?
Can I move further into the rockfall?
No, the path is completely blocked.
Okay, so we
Guess
can
we
just
don't have an
go
alternative.
back.
It was a natural rockfall, or it was caused by something?
It was caused basically by the stroke of wind that came, plus the fact that the path that was rather unstable by itself, and so it started falling down because of the wind came, it hit, and it put down some of the stalactite, stalagmite, whichever is the one from the top, and when that fall down, everything else fall together.
Okay.
Let's go to the other side.
I know for sure that this is the way.
Give me 1 second.
Jesus.
Okay. Yeah. You can give me another perception while you're walking with purpose. With disadvantage.
Oh, God damn it.
Oh,
Well,
the advantage on perception. Jesus Christ! A
There's
fucking
sand in
natural
my eyes,
20!
guys. There's a sand in my eyes.
Well, probably the rockfall still got you. I'm not getting the word, but anyway.
Speechless, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're still feeling
Sounds
a little bit troubled, so you're not very well aware of what's surrounding you. As for the highest roll, which is Radek, I think.
surprisingly, 11. Yeah.
I think 11. Yeah. I don't know how far you can see, but I'm gonna point it anyway. In this direction.
I can see. So here is still light, and then
Can you see the
here
arrow?
I can. I
Dim
can see the
Okay.
direction.
So in this general direction, there is a dim light. Very, very dim over, like, further there.
Coming from there.
Yes.
Let's go towards the light.
There's a light coming from the end of that tunnel.
Yeah.
Let's go and
Don't
see.
go to the light!
Go for it.
Fuck.
Run, you fool!
Did we remember to kill our fireplace?
Yeah. I already did it.
It was already
Okay.
done for us, yeah.
Okay, good. No, because I was wondering if it been like light reflected on fire.
Pierce your own light. That would be amazing.
Or my own light. Maybe there's a mirror.
It's the torch. Damn it!
I would suggest to you caution, guys. There's a light coming from that direction, and it might mean that there's someone there. I mean, it could be natural light, of course, but
Yeah, we have to be careful.
I know that
Strong
this.
people go ahead.
I know that this can essentially be a disadvantage for me only if we turn off our torches. Just to sneak in better. I don't know. But you are the people that can see in the dark.
I think it's good. I think it's good.
So should
Okay.
I turn it off?
Well, do something. Go together with our things on the disc. So then you don't have any problem with, tripping anything that you don't see.
Should I ride the disc?
Yeah, I think so.
It's happening!
I was waiting for this moment to pass the disc.
So I destroy the torch. I'm gonna still give you the some side so you can move around without really being blind.
Yeah, there's anyway Balama, which is emitting light.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Didn't you say that your hairs are?
It's always on
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
But windy, not that have some light.
Oh, okay.
It's just the effect of it.
So it's just to show off.
Yeah. I use a lot of cream to do that.
But just think about it. Now you're Aladdin on the magic carpet. It's fun.
I am on a freaking floating disc.
That's amazing. Okay.
Oh, jeez. And we keep going, I guess.
Go for
Yeah.
it. Now you can all
So
see
another.
the light that comes from this direction. And Rakdos, and
Yes.
I mean whoever goes there first, you can see that there is a small campfire that has been that is now basically like embers that have been sort of off for a while, but still emitting some dim light around.
Guys, what is happening? Is there someone there? I don't see shit.
There was some time ago, but not very long ago.
Can I turn on the light? Is it safe?
Yes. Go ahead.
Wait, move away from the disc, and then I can give you light again. Okay, and
I never lost my light anyway.
no, because I took it out from the old player C light.
Okay.
Now everyone should also see the light from Radek. So yeah, there is a small campfire with 2 bedrolls, and there are a few weapons, like proper weapons, proper sword and dagger, like a dagger, a sword, and a few other stuff left there. And it seems that everything was left almost abruptly, and because that you can see clearly that on top of the ember there is still like the pot with some food in it, and they didn't pack up everything, so they are traveling light whatever they're doing.
That's not good. Not good.
Is there anything
I don't
we
like that.
can grab?
What do you mean?
The food, I
Right.
guess. Food's good.
Fair enough. I mean, there is food. There is a sword. There is a dagger. There are 2 bedrolls. There is a pot.
Proper swords and daggers, or
Yeah,
like this?
proper sword and daggers.
We should also probably take the bed rolls, I guess.
Yeah, because we have only 2 of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 3 of them. Now we have 5.
Yeah.
Looking around, do we have like there is any bag or any other thing beside of the equipment that they had, like fighting equipment?
No, there is no bag.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's one thing that is bothering me actually, because these are proper swords and daggers. I mean, these are proper weapons. Nothing to do with the beasts we fought yesterday. They were using like very primitive. That these people here are quite.
Yeah, I wonder why
evolved.
they ran away.
Maybe because they heard us arriving and they think we are a menace.
Maybe, but I think we would hear something if they were running away. Maybe.
With this wind, I doubt it.
Yeah, that's true. But would they hear us also?
Probably. And I look at my heavy armor.
Yeah, this is not helping as well, and I'm like swinging the torch around.
Whoosh, whoosh.
I will go back here in this tunnel to keep an eye in both ways.
Mm-hmm. Give me perception. With disadvantage. Yeah. Damn it.
God!
Yeah, so as far as
so
hearing goes, nothing, literally nothing aside from the wind. As far as seeing side goes, there is no one around aside from you.
Okay.
Another 0. Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, like let's maybe try to follow along. Maybe we can find them.
Yep. What do we do if we find them?
Kill them.
Well, we try to talk to them. We don't know where we are. We don't know exactly
Yeah, it's nice to get us
anything about this place. Maybe they know, or maybe they are lost as we are. But if maybe they know where we are, it would be good to have some information.
I agree. So please, Raktos, not everything that moves needs to be killed.
Don't you have Raise the Dead, Necromancer?
Not yet, my friend. Not yet.
Speak with the dead.
Nope.
I see your point. You want to have fun, still give us the information, but now probably it's more important that we understand where we are. And
yeah, that sounds right.
So after we ask them what we need to know and we got the information, if you want, you can still have them. I'm not saying that. Come on.
Okay, then I'm happy.
If they're a problem with us, not a friend, let's just, maybe we can make some allies here. Yet.
Yeah,
just
that would be nice.
Yeah, that would be a deal.
I mean, you're pretty intimidating, so I think that we upside. So if they see you, maybe they realize that you are not to be tampered with. But still, please don't kill them more.
Yeah, I agree. Like, You're gonna be useful to make them afraid of doing something against us, basically.
So onwards will you go?
Let's go up. Let's keep following the path. See if we find
I
some.
start jumping. I cannot go up. I cannot jump high enough.
Lol. Hold on a second. Give me perception.
Perception. Who?
All of you.
Okay.
Damn it! I really hate this. Oh, fuck. Not bad.
That's good.
That's good. So, as soon as you arrive here, basically where Aractos is, you see there is on your left a way out of the cave that leads to like a little bit of rocky path, and then just some plains or some green grass. On the other side, although there is still like something that looks like a way out of the cave, you see three dwarvish like creature, as in height dwarves, with some goods. They're basically moving, so like a chest of sort in between the two of them, which I cannot put because I really hate the grid. And actually, let me do it this way. Let me do this.
Wow, that's a big chest.
Oh, it's smaller than this. Okay. Then they are moving towards the exit in this direction. And there's three of them, one in front and the two moving the chest.
Humans?
And in
or
that direction, there is an exit as well.
Yes,
You said.
on both sides.
and they are like humans?
They are dwarvish in height, and from the back you don't really see anything but the fact that they're wearing like armor, not heavy armor, but still better than leather armor, and they have like whitish / grayish hair, and they're just moving without much care. Probably
Moving without much?
much care, and in the sense that they probably didn't see you / hear you.
If we kill them, we can steal the chest.
What did we just say, Raktos? What did we just say?
I want the
We need
chest.
information first.
Fuck.
You may have your share of killing. Let's just wait for a while.
I want to cast comprehend languages. Right.
Okay, right away, not
Right away because I don't have the.
okay.
Because no, I have. Oh, I could also cast it as. But probably it's not really the moment now.
To sit down and wait. Hold on, 10 minutes.
Wait a second.
Let me prepare something. Just need a few minutes. Easy stuff.
So I just like cast comprehend languages on me. So should we talk to them?
Yeah, let's try.
Please seat all your weapons. We should somehow not give them the impression that we attack.
Meanwhile, they are moving.
I do. So I go a little bit on the on that direction just to see where they are, Hey, excuse me, guys. Can you help us? We are lost. We would like to understand where we are. So can you give any help?
What language are you using?
I'm so.
But
I'm
comprehend
starting-
languages.
It's just for hearing. It's not for speaking.
Oh, okay.
But he knows many languages, right?
Yeah.
I would try to speak in common with some, maybe with some Elvish in it.
Okay. Give me 1 second. What do you say again?
Hey guys, hello. Can you give us a hand here? We are lost and we need help. So can you help us, please?
You see that they turn around, and as soon as they do, you notice that although they have the build of a dwarf, their skin is completely gray, if not like obsidian kind of color, and they have their eyes are super red, and they sort of glow a little bit, and they turn to you, and they use this face sort of to say that they didn't really understand what you just asked, and they reply to you, but of course you can understand. Who are you, and what's your business here?
One second. Do I
understand them, right? Like
do
we said.
I
Wait. I think Frekas, you speak under common, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so you don't understand all of it, but you have the feeling that it's very similar to undercommon. It's just sort of a, like a dialect that has other influences over it, but definitely you get half of the conversation. As in, for example, they ask who are you, that you get.
I try to answer in undercommon. Basically, I repeat what he said, that we are lost, we need some help, we needed to speak to them.
do I
If
get
they
any hint
if
of
they
their
speak
language?
anything that we talk.
Let me check on comprehend language because I don't remember how it works.
You understand any? No, you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear.
Okay, you have it there. Do you know undercommon?
No, I don't.
Let me see what you know, then I can tell you. You can give me insight. I mean, you put together one and one, as in you probably heard of undercommon, although you don't speak it, and also Vrekas is talking to them in that language, meaning that probably it's a variation of undercommon.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, as soon as you speak to them, again you get their attention, and they say, "You spoke such an old language. Where are you from? What do you need?"
I try to speak like we were traveling and we got lost, and now we are in this this island, we really don't know where we are, and we are trying to find a city or a village of sorts to try to gather more information.
Oh, uh, well, if it is a village you're seeking, then I can offer you um, on the other side, so in this direction, like a day worth of travel. There is the village of Tybluff.
The village of?
Tybluff.
By the way, I'm translating this to you as I hear.
Okay.
I'm doing the translation for everybody, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Or because if you're looking for orientation, then this direction where we're heading, in 4 days of travel, there is a small town called called Barney. I'm gonna write it down. But the rest is just basically the mountain all over again. Plenty of caves, plenty of trouble. So be alert. And are you coming from afar?
I think
We are
so.
coming. We are coming from the Sword Coast.
Few days, yes.
Do you know what it is?
And it looks at you in a way of saying, "What a sword? What?"
Fyron?
I don't know what you're talking about. Is that further south?
Well, it could be.
We are not so sure where we are to tell you which is the direction from our city.
What's the name of this island?
Oh, well, everybody has a name for this island. We call it Thyaxaghar. But I've heard it in many names.
There's anything specific that ever happened here that maybe could help us to know this place?
Well, what do you mean by specific?
Well, something major, someone or something that could be well known outside of these lands.
Well, there are, if anything, there are stories of new implements on. Sorry, not new implements. There are stories of
settlements.
No. That I want to change the whole sentence. There are stories of a new era of religion around here. Plenty are fighting about it, but especially in this area, we have everyday people fighting for the very stupid reason. We just pass by and sort of experience it, but never got in the middle of it.
You see, they probably both see how my eyes are like super big. A new era of religion, you say? Fighting for stupid reason, you say? Oh, that sounds very interesting.
Oh no.
Well,
do you mean the voices during the night?
What voices during the night? What are you talking about?
The sounds from the last night. It It sounded like some voices during the storm.
Oh, that might probably have been bandits. As you know, or probably know, around this mountain there are plenty of old deities' tomb. Well, more of a tomb is just gold and loot, and people sort of get inside and try to steal whatever they can.
Like you're doing right now.
Oh no, we are traveling from afar. We're basically bringing. We are merchants, exchanging goods from uh, the two sides of the mountain. That's the only way to go from one side of the other, aside from the forest far to the east.
Sorry, I didn't get your name. So sorry. I am Radek.
Oh,
Your name again?
give me a second. I seem I'm forgetting my name. Okay. It seems I'm taking so long to remember my name. Give me 1 second. So my name is Dardal. Dardal. And this is basically uh, this guy, the one in front of the group.
Mm-hmm.
And the other two are Gulnir and Bulnir.
Nice to meet you, Dairdal, Kulnir, and Bulnir. I was wondering, yesterday, when we essentially when we arrived here, when our ship essentially broke, and the sea brought us here, we saw coming here looking for shelter. We saw a tower in the far distance. We were wondering, or I was wondering, if this tower is a city of Bernay that you mentioned before, or it is something, or is in this High Bluff village that you. I'm purposely like mispronouncing the name of the villages, of course. Or is nothing to do with these things?
Well, no, the tower you're mentioning is far away. The village of the small town of Barney is up on the opposite side, on the other side of the mountain. So if you're going towards Thai Bluff, then you're moving again towards the coast, and then from there it will be at least 5 days to the tower. But I wouldn't recommend going there. There are strange stories about it, and we always try to stay as much away, as far away as we possibly can. And last time someone was brave enough to adventure there, never came back, so we don't really want trouble in any way. But if you go this direction towards the Barney village, which is this way, then you're moving to the southern part of the land, and there is a river coming down from the mountain, and then like a huge plains open up, and then you pretty much can go everywhere.
So river, open place.
You seem to know a lot of these lands.
Well,
do you happen to have a map of sorts, or anything that you could give us to help us on the directions, beside of the description, I mean?
Well, we have our own map that we sort of drew by moving around for our merchandise, for our merchant job. If you if, if you want, we can meet back in I don't know, in like 6-7 days, and then I can give you a copy of our map.
Could I maybe take a look on the map just to maybe mark the points of that you just mentioned us? Then we can keep our travel.
Sure.
And if we happen to meet again, I would be glad to make some trade for a copy of the map, of course.
Sure, absolutely. That wouldn't be a problem. You can have a look, and he sort of he doesn't give it to you in your hand, so he's keeping in his own hand, but he gives you a glance.
Yeah.
Look at it, and I will sort of draw it a little bit, and then I will send it to you either later today or tomorrow.
Okay. It's nice.
And then they.
So you said
Thank
the
you very
time.
much.
No problem.
So if Barney is south and it's in this direction where they are going, so then I does this mean that Thai Bluff is north-ish?
Well, it's north of the land. Sure, is the farther north you can be, and yeah, and it's basically northeast.
Mm-hmm. And it's 1 day apart, you said, right?
Yeah, it's roughly 1 day of traveling.
Okay. If I was wondering if you have something to trade now, if you can, or if we can give you something for your kindness.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have much to trade now because these are goods that need to be delivered to the village of Barney. It's not something we generally offer. But we have our own personal stuff back at the village, back at the town of Barney, and a good friend of ours at the Thai Bluff village might, you can ask him, and he will deliver a letter to us, and we will get the gear you need, the equipment you need in 5 days or so, depending on when we are.
And do you have can we know the name of your friends?
Yes, is Amcom.
Amcom.
Yeah, I'm gonna write it.
Okay.
Are these guys bullshitting us?
You can give me an insight.
Please, insight. No.
No, they seem genuine. Still,
Even to me?
They seem genuine, yes.
Okay. Look, I have a last question for you, dear friends. We were a bit worried because we started roaming around this cave this morning because we used it as a shelter last night, and we found a fireplace somewhere. We were fearing that there were others inside the cave, so it might have you, right? But we are like 3, and the fireplace was only like 2.
Yeah, that actually was our camping. We generally can sleep 2 in one bedroll because bedrolls are quite big, and we were quite in a hurry because we are behind schedule and we wanted to get there as soon as possible, so we left quite abruptly.
I see. Okay. Good. Then thank you very much for helping. Time.
Thank you, no problem. I hope we can see each other soon and we can have good business together.
One last question about trading and doing business. So what kind of currencies is here? So are these any valuable? Showing some points.
Come again with the last sentence.
So I was wondering, so which kind of currency is used here? So are these of any value? And I show him in my hands a bunch of coins.
Well, he looks at you and says, if it shines, then it's good currency for us.
Fair enough.
Fair.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's good.
Is it good currency for you or in general?
Yeah.
Well,
In general,
in this area, pretty much, yes, you can. If it shines, it's a good currency. Then there are we encountered some civilization to the central part where they're more for barter, and they don't care about how shiny it is as long as the exchange is good enough for them. But then the more southwest you go, the different it gets. I've seen different, at least two other different currencies, but we haven't been there for years now, so I don't really know what's the situation nowadays.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you very much. Thanks for allowing us to see your map. That's gonna be really useful for us.
Yeah, not a problem. And then they say, well, as I said, we are behind schedule, so we might hurry a bit. Have a nice day.
Sure.
You too.
You too.
And thanks a lot
Safe
again.
travels.
You too.
Thank you.
And then they disappear. Okay.
I'm going to very quickly go and put back the 2 bedrolls there. I kind of feel bad.
I
They
don't.
seems like so nice people, and they kind of know that it's been us because we basically told them.
That's true. Okay, I think it's fair.
You really want to put back the bedrolls?
Well, they seem nice people, and robbing nice people is not nice. And well, robbing is general, but especially with nice people.
I think you should just put back one, because we need to make up for the one that Vrek has lost in the shipwreck.
That's fair. That's understandable. I mean, if they will ever complain about it, we can use this as an excuse. Yeah.
I mean, you can leave a gold coin in there just to make up for the...
Well, if I had a gold coin, I'd be rich.
I mean...
We could return it.
Some one of us
if it happens.
has like 40
we can give
copper coins.
I think that it's fair enough. If they need it, we can return it. Anyway, in a day of walking, there's this town, so maybe we find some equipment there, or we can stock up a little bit more.
Yeah, I think like if they left, they don't really need it at this moment.
Yeah, exactly.
So it shouldn't be a big of a problem, I would say.
No. I guess you're right. But
so you take one bedroll.
Yeah, I only take one.
Okay.
Because...
Okay, so you want to move towards the Tybluff village?
I think so. Yeah.
I guess it's the closest civilization that we have. Why not?
Okay, then I think it would be a good stopping point before the travel.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah, seems fine.
It's time to pick up from here.
Nice.
Yeah, fair enough. It was really nice.
Good wait.
Enjoyed.
That was